Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hardly Heroes. How are two of my favorite players in the world doing today?
Something happened this week. We were his favorite players last time.
A lot's
now
changed.
We're just two of.
I mean, a lot's changed in the world since then.
I'm sorry. My favorite players are all American, and you...
That's true.
You crownies over there. Oh, no.
I am going to swear an oath to the king when I do my citizenship. Sometime, probably next year is when I'll do it.
I've not even had to do that. That's funny as fuck.
You can't.
Yeah.
You actually can't do it. That's so embarrassing, man.
I want my citizenship.
Wait, do normal Canadians have to do that, or just want to apply for citizenship?
No, just want to apply.
No, you just apply. Yeah. So like, Jessica's
you have to debase
sister's
yourself.
Fiance. He is Irish, and he had to swear.
Sorry. Hang on, say that again. Yeah,
Jessica's sister's fiance.
Oh, I thought you said Beyonce then.
No, fiance. He's Irish, and he had to swear.
Yeah,
my
him.
sister.
Is
That's
that the Irish
way to say
guy?
it.
Yeah.
The Irish guy. So he had to swear an oath to the king to get his fucking citizenship, which a lot of some Irish people apparently won't fucking do, and they'll just be always permanent residents forever. So yeah, I just thought that was funny.
That is funny. I appreciate that.
This is the dude who was this king that you're about to swear your allegiance to. He was the one who was married to Diana?
Yes. Correct. King Charles the second of his name.
You know,
King of the first man.
I was watching a clip from The Crown yesterday, and a question came into my head that I couldn't get answered, and now I finally have a real live Englishman in front of me, and I need you to sort something out for me.
Please.
All right. So all these fancy nobles, you know, you're born a prince or whatever. You get a title like the Prince of Wales or the Prince of Essex or something. What the fuck does that title mean and do? Like, if you're the Prince of Wales, is that just completely honorary and useless, or does it draw resources from the land? Do you have responsibilities?
A king, like these people do own a lot of land and gain. We have this thing in the UK called ground rent. This is just one example of the kind of money they make, but they'll also own like buildings and houses and stuff. But ground rent is like my house. I own the house, but I don't own the land.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to pay a rent to the guy who owns the land. And that guy basically owns all of the land around here. You can buy these things off them, but because they go on, they're literally they're in perpetuity. So the value of them is huge compared to the actual rent. Right. So the rent is like £10 a month. But if I wanted to buy it, it would probably be like £20,000 or £30,000, you know?
Right.
So you wouldn't do it. So anyway, so these people, they have massive portfolios of properties and ground rents. I don't know that the land holdings are linked to the title, but I know that King Charles, who was the Prince of Wales, I think he did get land tax on like a huge portion of Wales while he was the Prince of Wales. Okay. I don't know if he still has them or not, but
when you're the Prince of Wales or the Duke of Edinburgh, those are like the only two I can think of off the top of my head. That's not just like a random title that has actual properties and holdings and responsibilities that come.
That's what I mean. I don't know if they come with the title or if the people who have the title invariably also have lots of historical land ownings as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if the two are necessarily linked.
Because is there always a Prince of Wales?
I think so. I think the Prince of Wales is one that's always like given to the heir.
Okay.
So I think now Prince William is now the Prince of Wales. Now that King Charles is the king and no longer the Prince of Wales.
Got it. So there's always going to be a Prince of Wales, and it's going to get
there's always going to be a Prince of Wales. But there's more than just, you mentioned like the Duke of Edinburgh. I don't know if that's a real one, but there's like barons and earls, and
I'm talking about the ones that
there's all sorts. No, but these fuckers still like rich as fuck. You know, they own like massive big properties and loads of land and stuff. So these people do exist, absolutely, and they've got loads of inherited wealth and land ownings.
You know, things like, you know, the Baron of Manchester or whatever, that feels like something that gets passed down like, you know, in a lineage, whereas Prince of Wales feels like something that gets like maybe passed around within a family, like within a generation. You might be the Prince of Wales
family,
for 30
but
years.
I think it's like it's the king's title to pass on, right? Like he is the Prince of Wales. He becomes the king, and then he makes his son the Prince of Wales.
Okay. So it's not really getting moved around. It's not like...
Not really. I don't think so.
It's not like, you know, defense secretary, and then it gets passed from person to person over 20 years.
Okay. No, it's not like that. It's like it can move, but like just if it's granted, I think.
But generally, that's like a lifetime title. With some. Okay.
Most of them will be lifetime titles. Yeah, it's probably only the ones around the king that get moved around a little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha. When I was a kid, my mom always used to remind us that on her, I think it was her mother's mother or something, was a Spencer, and that that's closely
Princess
related
Diana.
to the blah blah blah. Yeah. That's the family lore that was always beaten into my head. I'm like, How un-American of you to try and be like, we're related to the blah blah blah.
So they're not even like a royal family, They're like they're like a royal adjacent family. That's why she managed to marry Prince William,
I bet it was a big scandal, huh?
I don't know if it was a scandal. I think it will have been like for Lord Spencer or whoever he was. It was probably like the result of centuries of political bargaining and like positioning to get his great granddaughter got to marry the Prince of England.
Wasn't there
only to be killed?
Not to spend too much time on old English politics, but wasn't the abdication of the king, right around the Second World War due to him like marrying a divorced woman?
An American divorced woman, yeah.
Isn't the current king a divorced man?
And she, I think a lot of the British people don't like that she's black.
Yeah, but the current king is divorced.
King Charles.
And he's the head of the church,
Did
and the
he
church
get
doesn't
divorced?
recognize divorce, right? He was
King Charles?
No.
He was married to Diana.
Yeah, they did.
Diana died, so I don't know.
No,
did they
she
get
died in
divorced?
'97. She didn't die in '96 when they.
Okay,
so they got divorced.
But the king can get divorced. That was a whole thing over here.
Oh,
Henry
that's right. That was
VIII.
the whole Henry VIII thing. Okay,
That's the whole reason why
he's
we're not
allowed to
Catholic,
get divorced. Got
Okay,
it.
he just can't marry a divorced woman, but he can divorce his wives.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Got it.
But I mean, you can. I think now you can. I mean,
now it would be acceptable.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know about for the king, but like Kate, what's her name's not.
Yeah,
She's
no
not,
one
like, from
cares
a
about
noble family,
anyone else, right?
Well, like Prince, like Kate, I can't remember her original surname, but Prince William's wife, Kate, she's not really from like a prestigious house, I don't think. Like she's rich, but like her family's rich, but she's not from a prestigious house. So I think like 50 years ago, that also would have been frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
The monarchy needs to modernize, and I think Charles realizes that. So I actually think he's probably doing quite a good job. Like, for example, he's cut back spending. Like, they don't give money to Prince Andrew anymore, which is fair enough because the guy's a fucking nonce. But, like he's cutting back the size of the royal family, which I think is probably a good thing. Easy for him to say that when he's the fucking king, though, isn't it? It's like, the rest of you guys need to get a fucking job. Me.
Go start your own
I've got my
Netflix
important
series.
duties.
Go make some money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. I think that's enough English politics for the day.
Fuck the king.
Fuck the king, except when you have
You'll
to
regret saying that soon, Moot. You want to watch yourself because I'll message them. I'll say, don't give this guy citizenship.
Physics, believe that part.
He's running scared.
Calling the Canadian immigration offices.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Let's say, how do you take the piss out of the Canadians other than just saying A? I was going to do a Canadian accent, but I can't think of it.
Well, now you just say 51st state, I guess, huh?
Oh, true.
Ooh.
I guess he stopped doing that though recently. I haven't heard about it in a while.
That's true.
I just don't think he liked fucking Trudeau.
Yeah, definitely.
Then he
there's
should
a picture
stop.
out there of like, is it Melania? Is that his wife?
Yeah.
Like hugging and sort of kissing him on the cheek, and she just looks beaming. She's like looking at him with such like pure joy in her face as she's like looking at Trudeau. So if I was Trump, that would bother me as well, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
Hardly Heroes.
D&D.
Dungeons and the Dragons.
Yes.
Where there's
so
still kings.
we are not on our... Are we taking our horses? I think Luther is talking to Pigeon as we're packing our bags in the campsite, ready to make the walk back to the town. Or did we already make the walk through the forest?
No, we haven't left yet. I think we were going to do the whole thing today.
So we're packing our stuff ready for the drive, for the walk. And I say, should we take our horses? If we're going to be playing beggars. I'm not sure. We'd have to leave them in the forest or something. They'll probably get eaten.
You know, I get mistaken for a horse sometimes by the ladies. grabs junk.
Well, there's got to be. There's something going on, and I knew it wasn't your face.
Yeah, no, I think we leave the horses behind, and
But that means we're going to be walking through the forest. We have to camp overnight. If we take the horses, we can meet to the other side.
no, silly, we're gonna cross.
Oh yeah, we're going to cross. Okay, we'll cross and we'll walk on the road.
Yeah, and then let's. I thought it'd be a stupid idea if you went and did it, because you're not even a very good actor, anyways. How about we give the note to someone nearby and tell them to go over there and transfer it, and then we can watch them from the shadows. And if they do anything bad, we'll get them.
Are you joking? That's what I was saying the other day.
No, this is my idea.
No, that's what I was saying. And then Eraser was like, no, you guys should deliver it yourself. And you were all like, oh, Eraser, you're so smart.
We argue the whole way there
We cross on the
about
boat.
whose idea it is.
Okay.
Hold on.
So,
Charisma checks to see who convinces who.
of
Okay.
course.
Prismarov, you've got no
26.
chance.
Oh, excellent roll, Mr. Mooton.
It's a good roll, but it's not good enough.
27.
He's done it.
Wow.
What a genius.
All right. Yeah, you're right. It's at the very end as we're walking into town. Whenever that happens, it might not happen right now.
Yeah,
but whenever
yes,
it
this
does
goes on for
happen,
days.
yeah, we eventually agree because it's so close.
But let's actually talk it out. Okay, so what are you agreed now that
As long as we watch them, it's a good idea. Yeah. But if we just went in and gave it to someone and told them to do it, and then we never watched them actually hand the note over or anything like that, then it's a bad idea because then so much can go wrong.
But let's play devil's advocate. Let's say the fellow we give the note to gets questioned about who gave him the note.
We'll be wearing masks.
Yeah, but he might say like, they just gave it to me like 10 minutes ago. They were over there.
All right, then here, let's make it a little bit more elaborate.
Yeah.
Let's go into the town at night. We'll break into someone's house. We'll wake them up. We'll give them the note. We'll tell them to go first thing in the morning. If they don't, we'll we'll come back and kill them. We know where they live. We know where their kids are, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll, get rid of the mask. We'll stay somewhere nearby. And where are they going to go? There's only one place in town they can go. To the guy's fucking house. And we'll be in a position to watch them actually go there.
Yeah, but what if they're like, try and track us down? I guess they'd really struggle, wouldn't they? I think that does sound quite good.
Yeah, we just go to a random peasant's house. We make them do it. It really is just as simple as that, I think. We'll change outfits and everything. We'll bring a change of clothes,
Yeah. What if you be the one to break into the house and threaten him?
Sure.
And I be the one to watch the entrance of the house in the morning. So
Sure.
yeah, like they can't recognize us in the street. You can just break into the guy's house and maybe go and camp in the fields outside of town.
Yeah.
Or
100%.
just like sleep in an alley or something like that. I
Sure.
can stay in the inn, I can go to the place and watch it. And that way there's no crossover. I think that's probably the best way.
Sweet.
So one night when we're... No, I already wrote the ransom note. Okay, perfect.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's the plan, Neil.
All right. So you've got a
So we
ransom note.
split up
The
when
plan
we get to town.
is to give it to a local and encourage them strongly to deliver it on your behalf.
Yeah. We don't have to tell him what it is. You just... In his bedroom, you wake him up, you threaten him. Take this note to the Shacklebrook family first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And then if they don't, I'll fucking kill them.
Yeah. And his family too. And don't forget that.
Maybe I'll give his kid a fucking cut, too. So he knows I'm serious.
To the keep, not to the Shacklebrook family, right? Their family's based in Stromheim.
Yeah, to the keep.
Take it to the keep, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got it.
Okay, good. So we split up. Like, is there two entrances into the town?
Yeah, but you're coming in from the same road. So
Yeah, but we could walk around. No?
Well, we're coming in
you
at night
could
would be the goal anyways.
randomly walk off the road and come in from another angle. It's a little weird having a stranger come in from the plains or whatnot, but it's not impossible.
If we get there at night, you go in during the night.
Yeah.
I'll go in the next morning.
Yeah.
And then we'll do it the night after, yeah? Or do you
No,
want to
I'll just
do it
tell the
this
guy.
night?
We'll do it straight away, and I'll just tell the guy to do it at when the sun is at the highest point in the sky, because that'll give you the morning to go and get in a spot.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Let's see. What? Cauldron. You arriving in Cauldron on April 4th. It's 3 days after the new moon, so it's going to be dark when you're entering in.
Good.
Very dark. Let me just make a quick roll over here on my encounter table to see if we have any problems when the party splits up in the middle of the night and wanders alone into the
I'm
town.
7th level now. Nice.
True, yeah.
So what gear do you have when you're coming into town before I roll these dice? Are you on horses? Do you have your armor?
No, we walked.
No, we're walking. I probably have my armor because
I think
I'm
I'd
planning
have my
on
armor as
sneaking
well.
in. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
we probably
wearing
travel
armor.
travel in our armor, right?
Yeah, we travel in our armor.
You're all right, but you're separate entities
Yeah.
on foot with your armor.
Yeah.
I'm going in during the day, though, Neil,
Right.
just to be clear. Yeah.
But you're going in the following day. Yeah.
Yeah, so next morning, yeah.
So you're going to be camping out in along this road somewhere in
Yeah.
the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mooten is going in the middle of the night.
I'm going
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
And before you go to Moot, I will spend that night preparing a mild disguise, just so that anyone who recognized me from last week doesn't recognize me.
Got my master encounter table over here.
40 HP, not bad.
Oh, cool. We can get Displace a Beast on this side of the river at night. I mean, if the PC's alone at night, Neil, that seems fair.
It seems fair.
Yeah, Displace a Beast could jump over the river, probably. Or it could just
Absolutely.
teleport over the other side.
They don't
maybe.
blink.
No, true.
That's a blink dog.
Yeah.
Excellent. Mr. Mooten, you're good. You get
Good.
in the middle of the night, no problems.
I want to
But
go.
Wait.
Oh,
Luther's camping out on the road alone. He gets a
Yes.
separate encounter roll.
yeah.
I'm fine, Neil.
Literally
Fine,
the
what-
exact same roll.
There you go.
You're good.
All right. Lucky
chilling.
dogs. All right, Mooten. You're doing it. You're coming into town in the
I
middle
want
of
a
the
nice
night.
house, Neil.
Now, we've talked about Cauldron being an up and coming place,
Yeah.
right? A lot of it was ruined entirely and now it's rebuilding. So what qualifies as a nice house in Cauldron is maybe not a nice house in a lot of other places, right? You're looking for a building that's fully intact and looks structurally sound and maybe like it's not inhabited by bums.
Or, yeah, or one that's being like worked on.
Yeah. But it's not going to be like, here's where, the Duke of Essex lives or something. It's just going to be, Jim Bob and his 3 wives.
3 wives, no, that's a real rich man.
Or a real poor man.
Depending, yeah.
One of the two.
Rich in love, poor in financial means.
Yeah. Okay. You come in to Cauldron. It's dark. There's not much in the way of lights. You can hear the dogs barking, so you're confident that you're in town. You're on a footpath, so it's obvious. There's no stars out, really. Malchus has just risen, but I don't know what the overcastness is. The point that I'm trying to get to here is that it's quite a dark night. And there's no electricity, so there's no lights on in the middle of the night. So you're wandering
figure it out.
around, doing your best by the sliver of moonlight to spot a building. And you spot a building, and it looks pretty intact. It looks like a good one. There's no
Good.
guards out front. There's no fence out front. But the door looks, not the door, the paving stones that lead away from the street up towards the porch look brand new. They look like someone has just cut and laid a new path. That's how you know it's a good house.
I go in. But I don't
walk
go
up
through the
path.
front.
Oh.
No, I go around.
You search the house for a back door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This building. This building does not abut any other. It is freestanding. Oh, I should say it probably used to abut other buildings, but they're now nice, tidy piles of rubble where everything's been moved off the street and just kind of piled in one area for someone else to deal with later. So you can walk over or around this rubble, come up towards the back door, and sure enough, there's the back door.
Let me give a perception check to just see if I see anything fishy. I'm
Nope.
listening.
It's
No
real dark.
noise. Okay.
You see nothing. You hear dogs barking in the distance. A lot of them.
I pick the lock, but before I do it, I check for traps.
All right. Give me that
Fishing,
trap
you've got
check.
the note.
33.
You've got the note, Moot, yeah. You
Oh,
picked that
yeah?
up before you left. Okay.
Of
good.
course, yeah.
Yeah. You feel around the edge of the door. You look as best as you can in the darkness of the light for these things. You see no traps, but you also see no keyhole.
Oh, so I think it's barred.
Or
Okay.
completely unlocked and unguarded at all.
I check the door. I check
It's
if
barred.
open. I look for a window.
Yeah, there's a window right next to it. It has little
is it-
wooden slats that go all the way across it.
Oh, can I pick it open?
Yeah, not a problem. You've got great skills. These are not slats these are slats that can open, so you can
Yeah.
pick open the slats. Behind them there are a couple of, like, if you're gonna bar your door, you're gonna put some defensive measures over your window. So they've got these shutters that you've picked open, and then behind the shutters there are some pretty rudimentary, like, wooden beams that go across the window to prevent the exact sort of burglary that you're attempting right here. You picked the nicest house you could find,
No.
and they've
I know.
taken
And I'm
serious precautions.
Not even mad. I will close the shutter, won't lock it, and I will go around. Is there any ivy on this building?
No, it's
Or-
just been recently fixed up.
Is it
No ivy.
is it flush stone?
The stonework's not great. You could easily scale this. I'm assuming.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know what
scale
you're.
up to the next floor.
Yeah, let me just
Is
open
there?
up
I
the
guess
thief
as I walked
document
around, do
real
I see a balcony or anything?
You see no balconies, but you do see windows higher up.
I'll go to those.
This is a brick wall.
Brick.
But
Ow.
I think you get a minus 6 on your climb check here because it is a brick wall, but it's not as well built as like an average brick wall. The construction's a
All right.
little poor.
That would be a fail.
Wow.
All right. I can't. I realized pretty quickly I can't climb it. Is there a chimney?
Yes, there is a chimney, comes out the side of the house and then goes up the side of the house to the roof.
Get ready for this then. I pull out. I had a grappling hook made at one point, I think. Oh, I did. Did I make it out of steel?
I don't know. Does it matter the material?
Well, no, that was me. Like, this is why I had it, because we had that steel, and then I thought like I had a grappling hook made.
I
I'll
think
pull out
it's
my
just
grappling hook.
a regular grappling hook, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw it to the chimney, and I'm gonna grapple on up. It's not on my character sheet, so I don't know where the fuck it is. Which we could just say I don't have it then, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I think if it's not on your character sheet, it must have gotten left behind. Like, that wasn't the
I'll
plan
lasso
to
up
bring
then?
it. Perfect. Yeah, your lasso's got 50 feet. Go ahead and make me an attack roll. Let's just see how long it takes
lasso
you to get it lassoed.
Here you go. 13.
Yeah. Well, it's probably dark. There's probably some penalties for darkness. Give me a couple more rolls.
It's a back attack on the chimney.
10.
though.
Nah.
And 10.
Nah. All right. You try for 3 minutes to get the lasso, but you roll
Yeah.
poorly. You roll a 5 and 2 2s
Yeah,
against
no, that's
in
good.
the middle
I'm
of the night.
primed. I'm primed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, fuck it. I haven't seen or heard anybody. Just hear dogs.
Just the dogs.
At this point, just fuck it. I'm gonna go to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a quick peek over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check it for traps.
No traps, but also no keyhole.
No keyhole again.
No keyhole again. This place either cannot afford
Barred.
locks or yeah, it's
I wouldn't
barred.
even check for traps then
Yeah.
if I believe it's barred. I go back to the back. I open the window that I didn't lock, and I'm gonna. Can I attempt to like slither in, or do I need to like break them?
You could break the wooden beams. It would make noise, but you could break them. They are designed to be too close for a person to wriggle through.
I'm gonna break them, but here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with my magic dagger, and I'm gonna do it with like let me check my character sheet real quick.
You don't have a crowbar?
Riven has the
No.
perfect spell for this situation.
What?
Soundproof.
Oh, that would have been
Yeah.
perfect.
Soundproof
Oh,
on
I'm gonna do it with
on
my
slot.
magic dagger, and I have a bunch of felt, which is like a good amount of felt, and I'm gonna try and just like dampen the noise of the breaking.
Wait, so how are you how are you using the dagger to break through the wooden beams?
I'm gonna use the back of the dagger,
To smash?
like the hilt, and to smash it, and I'm gonna wrap the wood with felt, just to prevent like the cracking noise as loud.
Okay.
Should help. That should help.
Yeah, that should help. Now, you've got the pommel of a dagger. It's a magic dagger. But it's still... Where are my daggers? So here's maybe a little bit bigger than what you would be using. This is actually a gardening tool. So the pommel of this, nice and solid, pretty good, but also not the largest and not the heaviest thing. Why don't you make me an open doors check? It's a D20 roll off of your character sheet based on your strength.
I got a 5.
So you need to roll a 5 or lower on a D20 to successfully... Fucking perfect.
We're getting our low rolls out of the way.
You smash open those beams across the windows. The first one falls right away. It's a little weak in the middle. The second one knocks out, and you can just climb in with the 2 broken down. Now, let me roll. You use the felt to try and dampen the noise. Let me roll some checks for the inhabitants of the house.
They're unsuspecting, and they're asleep, Nick.
You crawl in through the window. It's
I
dark.
closed the window behind me.
Bring the shutters back in.
Yeah.
Some of the broken wood is on the inside.
got-
Some of the broken wood's on the outside.
It's fine.
Just checking. Are you wearing your mask currently?
Yeah. Big time.
Okay.
I should actually add that to my armor type, and then I can check it on and off. Mask.
Nice. Nice.
On. Pigeon laughs. And we move silently and make our way quietly as possible through the house. Time is really of no essence to me. If I want to take a fucking hour getting upstairs just so I'm completely silent, I'm going to do that.
Perfect. Excellent.
So here's my check. Or do you want to roll it?
I will roll in secret. What's your modifier?
Perfect. 14.
14. Okay. Rolled.
And just let me know what I see as I come up, because I'm going to be checking doors and whatnot.
Just need to roll the enemy's perception. Since they're asleep, they have huge penalties.
Do you know what's funny, mate?
Huh?
I'm not gonna know what this guy looks like in the morning.
You're actually not even gonna know where the house is.
Well, it's the keep, right? He's going to the keep, so
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
watch the entrance for the keep. Maybe I'll be able to tell, but
All right. You climb up the stairs to the second floor. Stairs, not that great. There's a little bit of movement, but you're taking your time, and you can hear it squeak, and so you just lay off the pressure, and then slowly making your way up to the top of the staircase. Now, this is not... It's not as amazing of a house as you thought from the outside in the darkness. You get to the second floor, and there's no like dividing walls. It is just one big. It's like a 2 down, 1 up style house. It's just one big floor upstairs, and up here, there's just people huddled and cuddled together in a pile. There looks
How
to
many?
be maybe. It's so dark. It's so hard to see. Maybe some of these things are pillows, or maybe it's junk, or maybe it's stuff. But there's like little bumps all over the place. You're just getting like that sliver of moonlight coming in through an open, like an unshuttered window. 3 days after
I'll
the
go
full moon, when
downstairs.
there's new moon, when there's no stars in the sky.
Before I go downstairs, let me see if I have it on me.
It's like a DOS house.
I have some cheap torches.
Like illegal immigrants in here all stacked up on top of
Yeah.
one another.
Or just
there just,
regular
like,
people in this day and age. If you look at
Is
the
there someone-
housing of like London during the Victorian age, the nice Victorian houses that we still live in today are like the nicest houses they had, and all the shitty houses are completely gone. And they would just be like one room on the top and one room on the bottom with no dividing walls, and people would just flop on the ground. And that's just how people lived for thousands of years.
Fucking animals down in that city.
Is there someone like kind of off on their own in this room at all?
Well, there's the person that's closest to you,
Yeah.
right? And then if you wanted to get to the others, you'd kind of have to like step and creep around the bodies on the ground.
That's fine. Here's what I'll do. Felt in one hand. Okay.
Mhm.
I got like a stack of it.
Mm-hmm.
Knife in my other hand. The person on the ground. I'm gonna get like the best fucking into the best position I can, where I'm gonna felt their face and then put the knife in their neck, and then I'm gonna whisper in their ear all at once. My goal. Don't make a peep, or I'll kill you.
All right. Now I'm going to have you roll a D100 for me. And the D100 is going to be how, like, the higher end is you're targeting one of the adults or one of the people in charge of the house. The lower end is this is like, you know, someone who is a guest or a child, or, you know, we're going to do the diversity of
Here we go.
optimal target. 80%. That's definitely someone on the top. That's not the head of the household, but it's one of the like, you know, responsible
Someone who gives a
adults.
fuck.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick a subunit of who it is right now. We've got cousin, uncle, one of the three wives.
This guy's living the
One of the
dream.
three wives.
She's
I
in the
don't know.
doghouse right now.
Yeah. The eyes flash open. You can see the whites through the little bit of moonlight.
And then I'll kind of whisper, "Come on, come with me. Get up quietly."
She'll do her best to get to her feet quietly. She does. With your help.
I bring her downstairs, dagger to face,
Mhm.
and I put my ball gag on her.
Hold on. So you've got the felt and the dagger. So what do you let
yeah.
go of? The ball gag takes 2 hands to apply.
When we get downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drop the felt into my pocket. You know, I'll just remove it and put it in my pocket, and then I'm gonna whisper this. All right, this is to help you. Be quiet. I just need you to listen. You're just gonna be delivering a message.
She nods.
And then I will take the dagger from her throat.
Mm-hmm. Put it away. As
And
you
I will-
pull out the ball gag,
Yeah.
her eye, like her mouth drops a little bit, and then she quickly shuts it and goes, "No, no, 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 no! I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I promise. I'll be quiet.
No noise.
No noise."
I'll put it away. I think I've made my message. Pull the dagger back out and just have it, you know, casually there.
What do you want?
All right. We need you to deliver a message. Me and my group. Tomorrow.
Okay.
You know the castle here? From
Uh-huh.
the... I say the name. The fucking Shirebrooks or whatever they're called.
Shacklebrooks.
The Shacklebrooks, the wizard guy.
Uh-huh.
Well, we've got him hostage, you see?
Okay.
We're gonna kill him unless we get a bunch of money. So that, I pull out the note, is what this is for.
Uh-huh.
When the sun is highest in the sky, you need to go and deliver this. You don't tell him what I look like. You don't tell him nothing. Because you didn't see nothing.
Okay.
Put the dagger to her stomach. You underfucking stand?
Okay. I deliver the note to the Shacklebrooks
Yeah. When are you gonna do it?
tomorrow when the sun is highest in the sky.
Good. I reach into my pocket. I pull out 4 gold. No, 3 gold. 45.
It's very reserved for you.
I put, huh?
That's very reserved for you.
Thank you. I
3
put it in her
gold.
hand. And this is to help it, you know, smooth it all over. Now, if you don't do this, I will come back here tomorrow and I will murder all of you. And if you tell anybody, I will also do the same thing. Do you understand?
don't tell anyone.
No.
But just
Give
this
note to
note
Shacklebrook.
to
At the castle.
Shacklebrooks at the castle
Yeah.
tomorrow when the sun's highest in the sky.
I can get in your house at any time, lady. You're not safe. He laughs pretty loudly, actually. And then we'll say, all right, go back to bed. And he'll run out.
She gives you a curtsy in her, dressing gown.
I unbar the door. I run out the back door.
And is gone into the night. Where do you go tonight?
Wherever I left Luther.
You just head back out of town and hope to find Luther.
Yeah. Because I'm sure he made camp or something, so.
There's no walls, is there?
No walls.
Oh, I was overthinking it then. Yeah, that's fine.
Give me a perception check at -4 to see if you can find Luther tonight.
31
Yeah,
minus
not a
4,
problem.
something.
You head back down the road. You find Luther's camp. It's off the road a little bit.
I'll sit there. I'll wake him up and I'll explain to him who the lady is. Explain how I didn't get a very good look, but she's going to do it when the sun's highest in the sky.
It's a lady.
I'll give her... Yeah, it's going to be a girl.
What does she look like? Long hair?
Could I tell, Neil?
No.
No. Okay. I don't know. She was about... I could tell her height, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you about her height. I'll explain how she curtsied. So I don't know if that could be of importance to you, but she might curtsy to the guard. I'll tell him. Yeah, I tell you exactly what I told her, but that's all I really know. It was in the middle of the night. It was a nice new house that she was in, newer, and it had a brand new set of stone paths. And then those paths, there was no wall or anything, but it was hard to climb, and it's got a full chimney. And if you want to find the house, it's the one in the back that's got the window broken a little bit. I broke the shutters. And I'll tell you which exact one.
The back of what? Where was it? Which part of town?
I give you the general area of like, well, I think it was near the beginning of this road, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't really tell.
Okay. I, having been woken up in my beauty sleep,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get myself ready and go into town now and use the first hours in the morning to look for the house.
Okay.
So I will don my disguise, which is to
In the middle of the night? You're going to don your disguise and come to town?
Still, in my mind, it was like, the sun was rising. It was early in the morning.
Right. Well, and when the sun rises, they'll say you just
Yeah.
don your disguise and head into town.
And I'm trying to think what my disguise would be. It's probably like a wig of some sort.
Yeah. Well, there's either to just not be recognized as yourself, to be recognized as a concept of something else, or to be recognized as a specific person. So I think you're trying to be
just not myself.
Just not yourself. Yeah. Just something other than Luther.
And I think I rely on some like different types of clothes, maybe like slightly poorer clothes. I think Luther dresses relatively well usually, so
some different
some
clothes.
some
You
ripped
change
things.
your walk a little bit. It's not quite so like bold and I'm such a badass.
Yeah.
It's more just like, oh, I'm just a regular person. You kind of hunch your shoulders, slump a little bit, shuffle your feet a little bit.
Put a bit of makeup on my skin to make it look a bit more like ashy.
Yeah.
All right, it's perfect. The disguise is donned. No one will ever recognize me. I hobble my way into town with my
Absolutely.
unusual
Let me just
gait.
take a look at your disguise. 15, excellent. And you have an acting proficiency, which gives you +2 on your disguise checks, I believe. Perfect. All
32
right,
for you, Daniel. So that's not gonna.
I was just
fine, isn't it?
I was just clicking
Good.
buttons.
He got his roll.
The die roll I made in secret to see whether or not your disguise works.
Mm-hmm.
And you saunter into town. You can find the castle. It's at that intersection of the 3 roads. It's
Yeah,
under
no, I know where the
construction.
castle is. I try and follow Pigeon's directions to find the house.
Yeah, give me an intelligence check. His directions suck.
Bad directions,
Yeah.
It's definitely his fault. It's
Wait,
not because
Moot
you rolled a 4.
Moot should roll an int check. right? And if he succeeds by more than 7, then I should pass.
Well,
Okay, so we both fail there. I don't find the house. So once I see the sun starting to get higher in the sky, I will make my way to the crossroads where the tavern is, where the keep is. And I am certain, Neil, that there's a great tavern on the corner there where I could sit outside with a beer and watch the fucking gate of the keep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
there's always a tavern there.
Well, it's a perfect place for it, isn't it? The crossroads. I mean,
Well, the crossroads is where that little market was. That's where you guys were doing your meetups. There's the people who have the tea shop right down there,
Oh,
and then
no, the
Minnie's
pie
Pie
shop.
Palace is a little bit down the road, even further. The pie shop's
Okay,
too
well.
far to see the door, but the tea shop near the market is right where you might approach the castle.
that is unfortunate.
You should have
though, because
reminded me about that pie shop. I would have burned it down.
Well, I'm glad I didn't remind you because they make nice pies. This is a bit of a dilemma, Neil, because I'm going to have to sit here for a while, and I'm assuming that the tea shop doesn't sell beer.
That's right.
That is
They only
concerning.
sell tea.
Is this the kind of city where I can go and buy a beer and drink it on the street?
Absolutely. There are zero
I-
liquor laws anywhere.
Can I buy a beer and drink it? Like, can I drink at the tea shop but just buy beer if I buy tea as well?
You could go ask the tea shop owner.
Okay, that's what I'm going to have to do. I sit down outside.
Yeah.
I cross my legs and I wait for the server to come.
Yeah, the server comes on over. Can I get you a cup today, sir?
Yeah, I'll just
Do you
get
have
a beer,
money
please.
to pay for that?
I've got money to pay for a beer.
Oh, a beer? We don't sell beer. We only sell tea. I'm so sorry.
Wait, I thought that was it's a real thing.
Yes.
Just drinking tea.
Yes.
Can
It's
I-
good for the health. It's good for the digestion. It stimulates the mind. Beer's, it dulls the senses. It's
Fine. I'll just have a tea. If you've got like a hop flavored tea, that would be ideal.
they will bring you a boiling cup of tea.
No beer.
Yeah.
No
I know,
beer.
but if I make a scene about like wanting
I
to
know.
sit here, it's maybe more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah. Well, you
Grub
can
still
sit.
check, do you like it?
And they will.
I drink my tea.
How could you not
I
like
do.
tea? It's universally
tea.
beloved.
Depends on the tea, really, doesn't it? I don't know. We must have rolled grub check, but I can't.
He's rolling
I
it.
haven't.
Fuck it.
I haven't gotten it written down. I'm just gonna roll a
mine written
d20
down.
for the check, and we'll. That's probably a pass.
Probably
So
pass,
Your grub
that
skill's at
means
least
I enjoy
7?
it. Yeah.
Why don't you just roll a new
So
one
that-
if you can't find the number?
Yeah, just roll a new one, Nick.
'Cause that's
You've
pointless if
changed.
you
Your
re-
palate
if
has
you roll
changed
it
over the
every time.
3 years.
True.
Easy.
8.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
I'm writing it down now.
Yeah. You sit and watch. You end up with a couple of cups of tea, part of your monthly expenses.
Yeah.
And sure enough, somewhere near when the sun is highest in the sky, you're like watching the shadows on the ground and they're shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. When they get pretty damn small, there's a woman, maybe 20 years old, who shows up, hurries to the keep, like looking left, looking right, looking scared. Your first impression is that this
it's
is
definitely
someone
her.
who's looking for like justice, who's been assaulted and is like trying to get help.
Yeah.
Hurries to the keep and starts to talk to the guards. And she's got like this piece of paper. And the guards will take it from her.
Do they read it? No.
They go to like open it, like to unfold the note. And she like tries to put her hands on them and shakes her head. And it's too far away and there's too much noise for you to hear what's going on. If only you had a lip reading check proficiency.
Yeah.
But it's clear that she doesn't
What about
want the
eavesdrop, though,
guards
Neil?
to read this.
Yeah. Okay.
It's too far. It's a noisy. It's the market,
True.
Um,
Okay, that's
She
fine.
doesn't
Do
want
they-
the
do
guards
they-
to read this, but she's
Yeah.
very emphatic. And one of the guards will go inside and the other will stand there with her. And a little bit later, maybe 5 minutes, out will come a couple of knights in heavy armor with swords and shields, like ready to throw down.
Shit.
And they grab the note from the woman, clearly read it, and then grab the woman and drag her inside the keep forcefully.
Oh,
Even though it looked like
shit.
she was just going to go willingly, they
Thank
like
God you didn't
grab her by
take
the
it,
shoulder and
Absolutely. You see, that
Thank
shit would have been
fucking
happening
God,
to me. Okay. Whew. I leave the rest of my tea and I leave some coins on the table and leave.
Perfect.
And I head to the Pie Palace for a beer.
Excellent.
After that to celebrate. So I have a beer. And Neil, what I will try and do. How long is the walk back to the camp? To Pigeon?
4 hours? 3 hours?
Oof,
A couple miles.
yeah.
You can generally walk about 3 miles an hour if you've got good flat ground.
I want to bring him a beer, but it's too far. So I have myself
wait,
a beer.
no. You try to bring me a beer. But
Yeah,
on the
I
way,
took it
just
on the
like,
way.
fuck it.
I have bad news for you guys. In this day and age, beer is served warm. It's all lukewarm beer, so it's not going to get bad.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have
It's
to
also
accept
not very carbonated.
It's bitter.
It's just the things that they could make at the time, you know?
No, we still have that over here. It's called bitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, no, I mean, I think what Moot said happens. I think I buy 2 pints, and then by the time I get, I've finished mine and I drink the other one. So
It's fucking awkward to
unfortunately.
carry a beer and you just chuck the mugs, the
'Cause
wooden
you
mugs.
chuck one, now you got the other, and you're just like,
Yeah, fuck it. I mean,
I'm
I'm
not
not
fucking
going to drink
holding
it.
this for hours.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, I head back. I burp as I get back to camp, and I finish my other beer. I wipe that away. It's been like 4 hours though, so probably I already drank it. All right, I think I saw her.
how'd it go?
Yeah, she came up, showed the letter to the guards, stopped them reading it. One of them took it inside. Next thing, 2 knights came out. Sword, shield, heavy armor. Dragged the woman inside. Read the note, dragged
you
her
would've
inside.
died.
Exactly. So we made the right call there. Hey, let's
Yeah, good idea.
let's get off this road before they start sending like knights down the road on horseback looking for anyone.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
We're probably. Here's the question. We probably shouldn't take the road back then. We should probably
Go through the forest.
go through the forest.
It's risky, but I think that's probably wise because they are going to send someone on.
It's risky, but I don't think we think it's as risky as it actually is. So we
To do
should
that,
take
you
the
have to
forest.
go back into Cauldron and out because the river cuts
Really?
into the middle. The river starts at
Oh,
the
okay.
that center right near the market where the geyser is.
Oh well, we're not going back into fucking cauldron. I thought that
Yeah.
it started. Sorry, I thought it started a little bit out of the
Okay.
city.
No, it starts
How
in the
far away
center.
is the road from the river?
Sometimes it's adjacent. Sometimes it's half mile distant.
I think we should get walking then.
Yeah, we get walking.
Yeah. Well, as you
And,
predicted,
if we see a place to cross, we will.
right. As predicted, though, a group of knights will begin to gallop down the road past you, maybe 15 minutes after you start leaving camp.
Yeah.
In fact, they're not just going to gallop past you; they're going to come to a stop nearby. And where's our attention? A little bit.
Oh, shit.
Not good, Nick.
So the two of you are walking down the road. And as you do, you're always kind of looking around, keeping an eye out. And as one of these times you look back, you see like a dust plume in the distance behind you. Signs of people on horseback. It's going to take them a while. You keep walking down the road.
Yeah,
Hold
we
on.
play it
You
cool.
look back
We
over
play
your
it
shoulder.
We play it cool. I say,
Yeah.
oh shit, they're coming, man.
Well,
We're
like
gonna
you
play it cool.
often see horses on the road, right? There's often like
Yeah.
a dust plume in the distance. You have no way until you see them of knowing
Well, we kind of
who or what this
know
is.
though. We kind of know though.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's all right. We'll play it cool. It's fine.
And sure enough, vroom, 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 a group of 3 knights are coming down the road, and they stop as they approach you. One of them will call out.
I move off the road, so they.
Yeah,
they
I
stop
move
good
going
too.
citizen.
past us. Yeah.
"Ho there, travelers," says one of the knights, a man, probably in his mid-50s, large salt and pepper beard, helmet on. He's like lifted the visor up to look at you in kind of like a salute way.
Hey there.
You've left Cauldron today?
That's right.
Have you seen anything unusual along the road?
I look over my shoulder ponderously.
You're the first people we've seen, I think.
Well,
No beggars?
Because remember, I saw some real weird creatures out there in the plains. I say, pointing out. to the
Oh,
plains.
that's true. It was like a unicorn.
No, it's like this big grey thing, and there was like a bunch of them.
Any unusual people?
I saw the horn.
Oh, people. I think you're the first people we've seen.
Can
No
I beg your
beggars?
horse?
Beggars. Back in the city, yeah, loads.
Not on the road?
I shrug. No.
No one
go,
on
like, to
horseback.
pet his horse.
Yeah, the moment you go near his horse, he just sort of, takes the... he probably doesn't have a lance with him. He'll just pull the horse's head away from you
I
and
grab
look at
Pigeon and pull him
you
back.
and like put a hand on his sword.
Sorry about him. We ain't seen any horses, sorry. Something happened?
Certainly. Not the prince, the young lord in Cauldron, Lord Shacklebrook, has been kidnapped. Brigands are demanding
days.
ransom for him. We're looking for these brigands right now.
But so there's brigands out here?
Can we ride with you? Where are you going?
What is your business along this road?
We're gem merchants. We're going to Thornwood.
That's right. We come from
Wait, can
Stromheim.
you take us there? I don't want to get robbed by these brigands.
Gem merchants? Do you have anything to prove this?
Show
Let me
'em the
see your
fucking
wares.
box. I pull out my very
I
nice.
put a hand over him and I whisper something in his ear, and then I let him show the gems to the knights. Because like, if we're really gem merchants, these are armed men accosting us on the road in the middle of nowhere asking to see
I
our
assume
shit.
they have like some fucking symbols though, right? Of the local
They've got
nobility.
painted shields. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
have-
I put a hand in front of Pigeon and I say, "How do we know that you're men of good honor?"
Do you often see men in heavy armor asking about brigands, saying that princes are up for ransom, and then robbing people blind? If I
He needs
wanted
to
something from
remember
you,
this. This is
I
a
would
good
cut
idea.
you down. Now speak and show me your gems.
I open my
say-
backpack,
Yeah, I let him.
pull my very nice jewelry box out, and I show him the gems.
It seems to satisfy them. It's a dangerous walk for two men carrying gems. This road is not safe. Next time you should hire bodyguards.
We will do.
Without another word, they kick off and head down the road.
Fucking idiots, am I right, man?
Yeah, that was fucking close though. Whew, okay. We keep walking. We're probably gonna see him on the way back as well.
It'll take you a day and a half, essentially, to get to the ruins of Misty Rapids.
hmm So I think we end up camping on the road then.
Yeah.
Do we see the knights come back?
No.
We want to do the crossing then.
Well, we
Wherever
need to
the
get.
fuck we do that, yeah.
It's near Misty Rapids, isn't it? It's not like in Misty Rapids, the crossing.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
like here.
I think it was
God, these
the other side. It was
fools.
further
Oh,
away
yeah,
from the
that's fine,
road. Yeah. You wanted a spot that wasn't visible from the road.
Yeah.
These fools.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it seems suspicious to us, but to him, like, he can't just go accosting every other person he sees on the road, can he?
I don't
You
know.
know,
if I was a
Because
knight, I'd be
for all I
checking
know,
everybody.
for all I know, we're still in the city, right?
Yeah. Or you went a different route. You might have
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
down any of these roads.
We're
Yeah.
also of the merchant class in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a location on the ransom note, though, right?
You did. You did say meet in Misty Rapids,
Yeah.
which is probably why they've headed down this road. You're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you get back to Misty Rapids on Saturday the 6th. Yeah, early in the morning on Saturday the 6th. There's some other people in Misty Rapids. I don't want to call it a town, but I will call it like a series of small camps, small tents. It's got that vibe of just like random people have agreed that the ruins are maybe not the worst place to set up camp, but they're all like pretty spread out and they don't seem like they're very trusting of one another or passersby on the road. They don't camp near the road, and there's just that feeling in the air that if we were to walk over to that camp, like, I don't know if you get this vibe, But if you're out hiking in the woods and you come across like a house in the middle of the woods, you know just to stay the fuck away from it because it's probably some like crazy ass redneck who doesn't want you anywhere near his house. It's got that vibe.
Anything?
I'm now thinking to myself, what did we actually say in the note about them meeting us with the ransom?
I just remember we were going to do it at like a river point, which I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but how did we tell them about the crossing?
I don't remember.
You said to meet at Misty Rapids, right? Or just outside
of the river, right?
Yeah, you're going to be on the other side. They don't know that you're going to be on the other side.
Yeah. They'll figure it out.
So, but we if we're on the other side of the river, we can still be basically in Misty Rapids. Like we'll be able to see them approaching.
Right.
Like this is the part of the river. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Did we give them a date? Did we give them a date? Sorry, last question. Do you remember?
Yes, you had a date
really,
time. Right? I think you said it was going to be. It was like 10 days or 2 weeks or something. You gave them enough time to get up the money, but you said a time and a place.
Okay, we don't know the exact date, but we know that they need to do it within X amount of days.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Right. So we'll have to keep a guy on watch at that point of the river every day, basically.
Yeah, as we're walking through town, can I get a lip reading check to see if anybody's talking about anything interesting?
The camps are pretty far spread out. I think you have to be within like 30 feet to lip read.
Let's not
All right,
raise any suspicions. Let's just leave. We want to get across the river as soon as possible.
We'll skip for our payday.
Okay. We cross the river. We head back to camp. Everyone else is there.
Okay. They help us cross the river, yeah?
Yeah.
The raft.
Yeah, they help you cross the river with the raft. And the whole party is gathered together again, hanging out.
He really did great with this fucking raft, man.
Good job, Bootsy, yeah.
He's
two journeys. Oh, he's left. Well, good job, Bootsy, I say, raising a glass.
To Bootsy.
Yeah.
Better than Helmet ever was.
Eraser comes back over. You gave him the note?
Yeah, they got it.
What'd they say?
Well,
were they shitting themselves?
I ended up giving it to, we gave it to someone to deliver the message, which is probably for the best, because I was watching them. They hauled her ass into the keep. God knows what they questioned her.
Of course they did. They fucking questioned her. But now we don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, well.
You fool, Luther. This was your whole idea.
But now we don't know what their plan is. If you delivered it yourself, they would have said something. They would have asked questions. We would have gotten all this information about what they were thinking. And now it's just...
No, because I'd be still there. I wouldn't have been able to tell you, Eraser. I'd have still been there.
You think they had locked her up and put her in the dungeons?
I think so, boss.
Yeah.
They should have seen when they grabbed her. They started beating her. He's lying.
They beat her.
Listen, anyway.
Look. I took a hell of a beating when I was a prisoner in the Copperhead territory. You can take a beating too for some gold.
Trust me, I can take a beating. I mean, those damn fucking demon slayers almost put me into the ground. I didn't stop fighting then.
Sierra says, I never figured you for a coward.
Sierra, I don't want to have to bring up when you were begging for your life when they ambushed us in the abandoned part of town.
A ploy, my friend, a ploy, and a successful ploy at that. I do believe I'm the better actor of the two of us.
You don't know. You see, when I'm acting, you can't even tell. Because I could be acting right now.
Maybe we've been acting this whole time about joining Steel Team 6.
This whole thing has been an act. But anyway, we saw some knights passes on the road when we were walking back to Misty Rapids, so they definitely... they're out looking.
Good.
We just gotta wait now.
Did we do good, boss?
Well, you didn't do bad. I would have liked some more information, though. It would have been nice to...
Let's not count your chickens yet, Pigeon.
We need to get some more goons.
Talking about goons. Oh.
Just like expendable idiots to do shit for us.
We've got a lot of dwarves in our employ
that's true,
already.
I don't know. I don't like relying on other people. You hire goons and you don't pay them much, and then they fuck you at some point. I don't like getting fucked by goons.
Yeah, but I like fucking the goons when they step out of line and think that they're hot shit. You fuck a goon.
Percival will pop in and be like, yeah, it wears off. You know, they're more trouble than they're worth. What you really need are some brothers that you can always depend on, who won't ever let you down, rather than some fuckwit with his own agenda.
You just got to make sure that their agenda is aligned with yours. Keep paying them. They're not going to betray you. You know, a man can't have more than 5 brothers. You know, I really think 6 is the perfect number. We got to rely on each other. We can trust each other. We're our ride or dies. But if we're going to achieve the biggest things, you know, if we're going to make real big moves, we need more than 6 people. So we got to keep ourselves at the core. Keep everyone else below us separated. So goons are an important part of that.
That's
Don't
right.
underestimate the goons.
We could start a Gooniversity where we teach goons how to goon.
If it wasn't for our dwarven goons, we probably would have been killed out there by those demon slayers.
I
Or at
think
least
you've
hold off.
just reinvented Rusty's Hook, everyone.
Shit.
It's not Rusty, you know, the world could do with another Rusty's Hook. That's a
Could
good
it?
place. Well, yeah.
I mean, isn't one enough? Why would you want to separate out and, you know, make Rusty's Hook half as much as it is?
You know what it's like there on a Saturday night? I mean, obviously we can get a table. We've always got a table there, but some of these poor fuckers, they can't even get a seat on a Saturday night. So, you know, maybe there's like a second Rusty's Hook.
And we charge a cover to go in.
Sierra will proceed to argue for as long as you want over the pros and cons of Rusty's Hook and how, like,
Goons.
the goons and the ne'er-do-wells, like, who don't have a seat, like, that's part of the ecosystem, and you gotta, like, you know, be good enough to earn your seat. And
Well, let's see who wins the argument.
yeah, it's just
Well,
a
I think
charisma checks.
okay.
I gave you
Is that-
15. Nick, give
Oh,
your
well,
argument.
I can do better than that. You know, right? I'm looking at 28 right here.
And so Moot 15, Nick 28, Sierra 33.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
shit.
changed my mind. I mean, it's important to the ecosystem. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that word ecosystem, but he makes some really good points about, like, putting all your eggs in
Gooning.
one basket and, you know,
So
having
is
like
he-
a proving grounds where shitty people will get, like, knocked out. And
Is he anti-goon or pro-goon?
Sierra, oh no, he's just liking to argue, and he just doesn't think that you should reinvent Rusty's Hook. He's just
yeah,
won.
that's fair.
He won the
we got
argument, yeah.
we got lost in the woods on that one slightly, so I
Yeah.
think I'll concede
Totally.
that. I concede
Yeah.
that Rusty's. By the end, I'm like, yeah, you're right, Rusty's Hook. It's one of a kind. You're not wrong.
completely
But-
deviated from the original conversation topic.
Anyway, talking about Rusty Hooks. You guys seen any more goblins while we've been gone?
They roll their encounter checks.
It all been pretty safe here, hasn't
Sierra's
it?
been dead this whole time.
It's like actually possible.
Yeah.
Sierra, what do you think? And then Eraser says, what do you mean? Sierra's been
talking
dead
to?
for 2 weeks. I look back, it's just a broom with a like a blonde wig on it.
That's Lemon.
Yeah. No, yeah, Lemon's still here. No, well, did we send her back?
No, she's still here.
No, she's still here. Yeah.
Yeah. So they will tell you that they did see some kobolds. Sierra will swear up and down that he saw some pixies, but like no one else saw them. And when he brought people back to where he saw the pixies, there weren't any. And the rest of the party is like, I think he had been drinking that night. We're not sure if he actually saw any pixies. And Sierra's like, no, they were there. They were flying around. They were so pretty. And everyone's like, yeah, sure, buddy.
That night, after Sierra goes to bed, whoever's left, I'll say, you know, Sierra talking about the pixies. He was touched by that unicorn. You know, unicorns and pixies, they go hand in hand, right?
I want that unicorn's horn, man.
I heard a story about that. It doesn't end well. The unicorns, they can be like, you might get the horn of one of them, but then the other unicorns are gonna come and like kill you.
Can a unicorn grant a wish?
If your wish is to be gorged and have your insides ripped open, then I think so, yes.
I don't want
Percival
that.
will speak up. They definitely do. To the right people. I think they only do it to like fair maidens. At least that's what the stories I heard as a kid were.
They teach you that one in noble school?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. yeah, literally.
Yeah, you got to be like a maiden of pure heart and honest virtue. And if a unicorn comes across you in the woods and you can display that you're a noble beast as well, they'll grant you a wish.
So is the unicorn like checking the cooter?
It's
all
not
about
like virgin,
control,
but
you
it's
know.
like you got to have the right spirit. You know, they that's why they don't say has her honor intact. They say like of just honor. So I think it's got to be like you got to be a good person, but only like a noble woman and
Maybe
a good
the
person.
unicorn was there for you, Lemon.
People look at Lemon, and immediately everyone, including Goat, cracks up laughing, except for Lemon. Even the young
Pigeon was
kidnapped
serious.
prince is laughing.
I don't know that Goat should be laughing at Lemon. I feel that's, Goat's newer to the party than Lemon is.
He's a full-fledged brother.
He's a full.
I just want to say,
halfling.
with this guy here, because I forgot that he was just in earshot. Have we all just been using the regular names then?
I think there's an attempt to use your maybe fake names, but when he gets quiet and you kind of forget that he's there for a minute, and then you're like, oh yeah, whoops.
All right, well, fuck it.
Wait, we've not said Steel Team 6 in front of them, though.
No, that we haven't.
You said Lemon.
We said Lemon. We
Lemon.
just said Percival. I mean, these are names, yeah.
Sierra, whatever. It's a fucking name.
Whatever.
You know how
Who
many
cares,
Percivals there are in the world?
Yeah.
It's like a Henry.
Plus, like, how is this guy getting on? Is he chatting with us or not?
No, he's tied up and I think like left in like a depression.
Yeah,
Someone
but
dug a little bit of a ditch.
He doesn't want
So
to
he's
chat.
just kind of like
Is
hanging
the
out there.
Stockholm syndrome not kicking him by now?
No.
I think I'll get him out. I won't untie him, right? Because I'm not an idiot. But I will like get him out of the hole. I'll sit him up. We'll feed him, and we'll
Keep a
we'll
mask
do
on
some
while you
chat.
do this?
The mask?
Are you masked or unmasked when you talk to him?
Yeah, I'd be
We've gotta
masked.
be- we've gotta be masked when
We're
this
not.
guy's
Yeah,
looking.
we'll be masked.
Okay, cool.
And I'll sit him up, and we'll let him have dinner with us, and we can talk to him and ask him some questions. Man, we're not all bad. It's just this is part of the game.
It's all right for you. You were born rich. You think that your parents weren't doing shit like this hundreds of years ago? Put it in perspective, mate.
Stop trying to justify your kidnapping of me.
We're the Misty Rapid Bandits. This is going to be the name of the game. We're going to be getting you all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Eraser and I roll my eyes as Pigeon attempts this.
Misty Rapid Bandits, huh? Well,
Yeah.
I hope it's worth it.
It will be.
It will be. I just hope that your family's as rich as I think they are.
I hope my family cares enough about me as you think they do.
You're the Lord of Cauldron or whatever, right? Of course
Soon
they
to
do.
be.
Have you got like a younger brother or something like that?
You don't even know. What sorts of bandits are you? You don't even
We're
know
brand new to this.
anything about my family? God.
I know your uncle's got a love potion.
That's true. We do know that. But you told
My
us that, I think.
Uncle has a love potion.
That's what you
That's
told
the
us.
family
Yeah.
story, but I don't know how much truth to put into it.
Well, where's he at?
Well, we don't need...
Look, you've got
know.
me. You're getting your ransom. The kid says, now it's been a few days since his kidnapping and the horrors
chilled
and the
out.
terrors. Like, he's found his voice and his confidence again. He's a little less shaken than when you first took him.
Yeah.
He lives in Stromheim in the inner city.
Oh, we've never been there, right, guys?
We've not been there.
So you've been there.
No, I haven't been there.
So you're from Stromheim.
No,
Anyone would tell you that. We're from Stromheim. We've
you got
I
us.
would-
You're a genius, man.
Yeah, do you know what? You got a real ear on you there, kid.
Well, the stench gave it away.
Good one. That's actually all the shit in your breeches.
He laughs because his breeches are filled with shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll clean him up.
Oh, that's
You're
I'll
gonna
take
wipe
him to
his
the
ass?
Yeah, I'm a murderer, okay? I'm not an asshole. I'll take him to the river near night, and I'll give him the fucking dignity that he should deserve.
You're gonna wipe this guy's ass. I can't believe that. You should
Yeah.
get a racist to do it. He'd probably enjoy it, the fucking perv.
True, but no, I'll help him out. I'll take him to the river. I'll let the water do most of it, but it's not that
Yeah,
bad.
you stick his butt in the river, and that'll take care of most of it, and you get some leaves, and you wipe it down.
No, I'll use some of my felt.
That's crazy.
Don't
man.
use your felt for toilet paper.
That's crazy. They do that.
I mean, you
fine.
do what you want, bro. It's your gear.
I'll do what I
but
want. I
it's-
use some of my felt.
Can't you just like sit him on the grass and drag him along like a dog?
He's a human being, man.
I don't care.
I help
Guy's
him out,
been
Neil.
sitting in
That's
his own
nice.
shit for the last
That's
2
so
days.
sweet of you.
Hey, next time, if you gotta go to the bathroom, just fucking let me know, okay?
I appreciate that. It's nice to see that even the brigands have manners.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they were just letting you sit there like that. That's crazy. We want you to be in good condition, we're not trying to fuck you over, ruin your life. We want money, and that's it.
Well, money you shall have then, and I have your word that I will go free.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Well, then you
'Cause
shall
if we
not
killed
have any
you, then your
escape
whole
attempts
family
from
would
me.
come after us.
Yes, they would.
No, we got a whole method.
I let him know about, the fucking pulley system that we got going at the river.
Mm. Very clever. Very clever.
He's gassing you up right now. He's
Because,
gassing
if
you
they're
up.
on one side and we're on the other, then what are they gonna do?
Shoot you full of arrows?
I shrug.
Well, you see, we've got a magic item for that. But I'm talking too much. I'm saying too much.
What magic item do you have? I'm
Oh,
a wizard
I can't-
after
I
all.
can't.
I know much. Maybe I can tell you about its functions.
Come on, we gotta get you back.
I'll let him stew on that. Give him a little false information with some nice kindhood.
Very nice.
Interesting. All right. Well, you guys have about a week to kill here.
Yeah, so I think we do rotations watching the spot on the river that's near Misty Rapids.
I
You
want
know,
to do a bit of.
We do like a few hours each a day on it.
I want to do a bit more chatting this guy up. I want to get him Stockholm syndrome to tell us some shit, man. I want him to be our homie. So let's get a fucking charisma check in there, Nick.
It'd
Or
be so
whoever's got the
sick if
highest.
it'd be so sick if we could like actually be this guy's bro at the end of this, and like we go and visit him in his keep.
Yeah. Maybe he could have a
Okay,
job for us in the future.
well, I need to think
Who's
of a different
getting
angle.
Stockholm syndromed here? All of a
Us.
sudden, you guys like we
we
could go
are.
hang out in his keep, and we could be bros.
You know,
Hey, man, we'll really let you fuck Lemon.
I watched the
I
halfling
could
do
come
it
at it-
earlier, and I'm just not that interested.
I come at it from a different angle to Pigeon. I can read right, so I start asking him about magic and asking him about what it was like to learn magic, and I act real interested and kind of like almost deferent, in some ways when we're talking about this to try and like give him a bit of a power and an ego boost. So that's the basis for my charisma check. When I get
It's a
2, so it
natural
doesn't go well.
2, modified 17.
Yeah.
he doesn't like you, man.
He doesn't like me. He's probably a bit dismissive, like, magic's not for me or, my kind of person. Which I think sours me on him pretty quickly once he starts taking that road. So
He takes that
I guess I
tone of
give
like,
up.
you wouldn't understand, you're not
Yeah.
smart enough.
I give up on the Stockholm Syndrome plan after that and I leave it to Pigeon.
I'll ask him. What am I going to ask him? Oh, I'll bring up his rings.
Are any of these magical?
No. Magic ring. If only. If I had a magic ring, my keep would have been finished. I'd probably be Prince of Tassel, Cauldron, and Thornwood all together.
Oh. I put his rings back on him then. especially his signet ring, because we were gonna try something with it, but it never came to fruition. We think it did, but it hasn't. So I give him his signet ring back in a big show, of like,
All right, well, here you fucking go then. We don't really care.
That's very generous of you.
Again, well, you know, it's more about take it from your family, not from you, man.
You know, he says, who's around for this conversation? Is it just the two of you right now?
you can roll if you'd like. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, why don't you roll
Whenever-
me there's what? Steel Team 6 plus Lemon, there's 7 of you. So roll me a D10. And then 1 through 6, it's the other, that number of other people, and then 7 through 10 is no one else. So it's just the two of
it's an
you.
8, yeah, just the two of us.
Just a
the two of
private
us.
conversation.
Oh, he's going to be like, let me go and I'll give you all the gold. Bastard.
This is my first time being taken prisoner and held for hostage. And the others were quite rough with me, especially that Percival fellow. But you're a man of conscience and honor. You might still be a brigand who are stealing from me, but you understand how the world works. And after I am freed and back to doing my things, I have a lot of business to run, a lot of town to establish, alliances to make, enemies to keep at bay. That's the big one. These days, it's hard to know who your friends and your enemies are. When this is all over and done with, have you ever considered a position as spy master?
That's crazy, bro.
I don't think I have the time, man.
Well, think about this. I need someone or a group of people who can function as my eyes and ears beyond my boundaries. People who won't automatically be assumed to be my goons. And that
He's calling you a goon, bro.
That's all right.
and that can act as extensions.
Oh,
These are important positions. They would come with property and holdings, rewards
we were
as
thinking
needed.
the same thing, man. Like, if you need, I don't know, that wizard guy in Shirebrook who's taking on all those fucking assistants and shit?
Mm-hmm.
If you needed him dealt with or a spell book from him, you could just hire us and we would go handle that. And then we'd bring it to you.
The thing is, I
money.
don't know if I need that handled or not. I am severely lacking in good information about the intentions of the other settlers in the Tether Wilds.
Well, how about this? How about you? I'll untie you. And I'll give you some pen and paper with all the other guys around. And you write down a bunch of questions. And then I can go and figure them all out. And then we can meet up again. And I can give you a ton of information for money, or you could give us information too.
That's an interesting deal.
Because we know a lady who knows everything. She's already got a whole spy network.
A lady who knows everything? Who is this
Yeah.
lady?
I'm not gonna burn her.
Well, she's an important contact that we've made. I can't tell you because she's my contact. And I don't know if she'd like me telling other people her name and about her and where she works and all that.
You see, these are exactly the sorts of awarenesses that would make an excellent spy master.
I nod.
Well, what do you
My
say?
friends,
You write
in
down a
another
bunch of
age,
questions?
in another age, you and I could have been close allies.
Well, we could still be.
Well, he motions with his head down to his tied up hands. Let us get
How
through
about
this
this?
battle first. How about that? There's no point
What
in
if
making
we-
plans if I just end up dead at the end of the day.
Well, you're not gonna. But what if we gave you half the money?
Half the ransom?
Yeah, and then you would keep half the ransom, we would keep the other half, and then we work together. And then only your family gets fucked. The ones that you don't even give a shit about. Now, I gotta talk to my boss, of course. But yeah, my brothers, I guess. But there could be a conversation if you're interested. You seem like a smart guy.
These are interesting thoughts. Some of my advisors have chafed under the leadership from Stromheim, calling them, what did they say, parasites and leeches upon the only productive branch of the family. You're not the only person who has come to me with such thoughts, although certainly different in final form.
I mean, we got big money coming. Yeah.
Let me sit on this. I'm sure it'll be some days before my ransom arrives. I have very little else to do, so let me consider these options and what questions I might have for you.
All right.
And do give me some pen and paper before you hand me back, though. I may have... Excellent.
I'll tell the gang at dinner in hushed tones, probably. He'll be over there, Lemon will be with him for some reason. I'll tell her to go give him some company, and I'll tell everybody Pigeon's master plan.
Now, how do you like it?
I have to say, Pidge, I find it hard to believe that the second this is done, if we show back up at his keep, those same two knights are going to come out and arrest all of us.
Yeah, but there's mutual benefit here. As we were talking about the goons earlier, currently we both stand to win from this. He's trying to make Cauldron his new... He's trying to make Cauldron a big city and a big thing. And if we can work with him to destabilize the other ones around, it would prop him up.
But he's going to look weak after he gets back after this, and stringing us all up in the streets of... or even melting our skin off in his little cauldron's going to make him look a lot better,
But,
Valthara is high in the sky. Vengeance,
and
is
what
a
if we
powerful
got him
tool.
6 other people to pin it on, right? He's the only one who saw him. He's the only person who could say for sure that that's them.
I look to Eraser for support, and then I say, how do you know you can trust him? I mean, would you work with someone that robbed you blind in the night? And then I squint my eyes and look across the rest of Steel Team 6.
But we didn't rob him. We robbed his family that are a bunch of no-goods in Stromheim. And then we would give him money so he would actually be coming out on top here.
All right, well, you said something about giving him half the money. I have to say, I'm against that part of the plan. That feels kind of counterintuitive.
All right, how about a 4th? Because he'd have to get something.
I mean, he gets to keep his life, right? You just said, you're saying that he's offering us, he needs us, right? So I don't know that we need to give him any money. Here's my thought, Pigeon. You're the guy who spoke to him, You're the only one who knows if we can trust him. I think if we're going to do this, you'd have to make the first contact on your own, because I find it hard to believe that we wouldn't be strung up the second we show up in Cauldron.
Well, I wouldn't mind. I could get away.
But, boss, what do you think about this? Because to me, I think Pigeon's got the Stockholm Syndrome here.
We could get him to make an oath to the gods.
I think you've been maybe too long out in the woods, Pidge. You probably need to go and see Patricia. Realize where your bread's buttered.
The boss thinks for a minute.
Good plan.
I feel like we're being pulled in a lot of different directions, We're building a lair in Stromheim, but now we're talking about working with this guy out here. We got enemies with the Copperhill gang. We want to fix up those ruins. We got a lot of ambition. We don't got a lot of focus. I feel like we should pick something and work towards it.
We already started on the lair. I think boss is right, Pigeon. Let's make this deal done. Let's get our gold. We can always check in on Shacklebrook in a year or two's time, see if he still feels the same way.
Okay.
All right. Maybe we can give him a spot to write to us.
Yeah, maybe.
That way, if he wants to know information, we can get it for him for a price.
Yeah.
And, we could be in Ice's ear in Stromheim.
That could work if we don't have to, give away our location. We don't have to meet the guy. maybe if we're looking for work, that's an option.
He could get
But
us
I
in the
think-
inner city too.
Well, maybe. But let's focus on the task at hand. This isn't over yet. The hard part is yet to come.
All right.
And let's
He
talk
wants
about
to,
let's talk about what we're going to do on the day, right? So, whoever's watching, because it's Sierra out there right now, he sees them. He's going to call out. We're all going to come. Someone's going to have to hold a dagger to the kid's neck. We send the raft across. They send the ransom back to us. And we put him on the raft and we send him back across. And then we fucking go to our hole immediately and bury the gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the plan.
Can you help me out later, Luther? He wants to dictate some stuff down for us to ask Barbara Ann. Then we'll sell him the information that we get from her.
Or we can hear him out. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
That's smarter than untying him.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we take a short break, come back, and do a little bit more?
Yeah.
So, where are we?
So I think we're just killing time, you know? We're
Yeah, we're
taking
gonna get-
turns on our shifts, watching the spot.
We're gonna get the guy's shit dictated down, so I'll call Luther
Oh,
over.
that's true.
Luther,
Yeah.
get some pen and paper.
Yeah. Do we have any pen and paper, Neil?
Don't you have a writing kit?
Does anyone have a writing kit?
I thought Nick had one.
I don't know that I do have a writing kit, if I'm
Carrying
honest.
around pen and paper is a very modern thing.
I
you
know. I just thought he had one. I don't know why.
All right, so there's no writing kits. It's fine.
There's no writing kits, no.
It's fine.
All I
Hey, anybody have anything to write anything down with?
Not
I ask
but
Eraser,
crickets.
since he can read and write, right? Does he have a writing kit?
His gear tab does not have a writing kit on it. No.
okay, that's fine.
Well, nobody's got a pen and paper, man. Sorry.
What are you gonna do?
Well, what do you want us to ask her? I can just remember it.
You writing like a will or something in case this all goes south?
No, it's for the spy lady.
Oh.
We're gonna be his spy masters. But for now, sir, we're gonna hold it down in Stromheim, and then if you need anything from us from there, you'll write us.
Well, how will I deliver a message?
You'll have
Well-
to send it to Rusty's hook.
No, we don't.
Well,
look at
to
Pigeon.
whom should I address it?
What we'll do, Shacklebrook, when all this is said and done and we've all settled back into our lives, we'll write to you with instructions on how to contact us.
Oh yeah, that's easier.
Very good. But the proper form of address is Lord Shacklebrook.
Lord
My
Shacklebrook.
lord.
My lord. We'll start. Taking
Yes, quite like that. Thank you.
this. Yeah. Do you need your arse wiping, my lord?
I've already done that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can try some of
So-
that out and sell it.
What do you need? What do you need asked? What do you need to know about?
Well, I need to know some of the interior thoughts and motivations of the surrounding people. There are a great many warlords and upcoming people who in former times would rot in prisons, but due to disruptions in the geopolitical landscape, are now gaining significant traction,
Well, I'll raise
as they call it.
I'll raise a glass to that. And I take a
Yes,
drink.
I mentioned it as a bad thing.
well.
I understand you may feel differently, and that's fine. We all have our differences. I'm here to make society more stable, and you're here to benefit yourself. We all
That's
play our
right.
roles.
Sometimes
You
you got
wanna
to
hear a
shake
little
the
bit of-
tree to get the fruit, my
Want to
friend.
hear a little bit of gossip?
I'm all ears.
So there's this lady, right, in the Golden Sea.
Yeah.
She's writing to the princess in Drekis.
Which princess in Drekis? There's like
Solwick.
10.
Yeah, Solwick.
Very wealthy woman.
But she's reporting on King Marshall's shit. And she's sending the princess back, like, info.
Yeah.
Pretty spicy, ain't it?
Lady Pine
Yeah.
is sending information to Princess Sulwick about the Count Marshall guy.
Every day the Drakissians dig their claws in deeper. I fear 100 years from now, our once proud people will be naught but slaves to the men of the forest.
I don't disagree, man.
They even
We
fly
hate
their
those
flags.
guys.
They even fly their flags in Stromheim.
They've even set up a shop in Cauldron.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn
A
that place
shop?
down. It's that pie
What
place,
shop?
man.
Paula's Pie Post.
Oh, that's great though.
That's the problem.
Do you know what?
It's delicious.
But
And the
Yeah.
locals love it. And it does help with the travelers on the road. There are plenty of Drakissians on the road these days, and they see Apollo's Pie Place, and they stop, and they spend money. It's good for the local economy, but by gods, each and every day, a little bit more of their
Maybe-
hooks get into our backs.
You could levy an extra tax on Drakissian foodstuffs.
You know, a tariff.
You could call it a tariff, yeah. Raise a little bit more
Tariff.
money.
Those are great. Those are
Because
great, man.
All those Cauldron jelly deal shops, right? They'll get a boost because the pies will be more expensive.
Yeah, that's smart. You ever heard of that?
Unfortunately, this brings me great pain, is that at this moment in time, we all are reliant upon Drekis in ways that it may be hard to fathom. You might not understand this, but the heart of magic across all of Arcadia is centered in Mystria, of all places, with the Drakissian king who rules there. Everywhere else, it's been rounded up. The king has scoured the land for scrolls, spell books, notebooks, old texts, writings of any kind, and gathered it in
All
his
right.
keep.
Is he paying for these things?
Sometimes, I'm sure. Sometimes I think they are taken by force. The man did
That's the
loot
wait.
1,000 tombs of 1,000 great heroes in order to get where
That's
he was.
crazy.
Yeah, and he killed the dragon, right? He's got to be loaded, this guy. I heard
We
that
should go rob
Scoria
him, man.
slept on a mountain of gold coins.
And yet, here we are rubbing stones together to try put roofs over the houses, the heads of our people. The king in Mystria could fix the
True.
world, and yet here we are with a
Used to be a man
Paula's
could
Pie
make an
Post.
honest living. Yeah, used to make an honest living, you know? Work in the land. And generations before me, you know, my parents were farmers probably. And now here's me having to resort to stuff like this to make ends meet. It's a crying shame.
You know who's at fault?
It's the Drakissians, yeah.
It's the Drakissians.
Our man should be able to afford his own skeleton pit without resorting to crime.
I couldn't agree more. There should be a skeleton pit for each and every man in this. But sadly, we need their goodwill. We need their coinage. We need their services. We need the things that are produced in a society that we have lost. There are no more paper makers left in all of Eridon, as far as I understand.
That's crazy.
Whoa, really?
There have been accidents in High Castle. Mills and
So-
factories burned down. They say that the process of paper making is flammable, and that these accidents happen, and yet one cannot help but wonder.
Wait, so the Drakissians are trying to make us all stupid? Trying to make us all not learn how to read or write? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Are
I'm
you saying I'm dumb
saying
because I can't read?
I'm saying that they have a
what
monopoly
he's
on the resources, important resources that can't be easily rebuilt. Skills, knowledge, the great craftsmen have all gone to Drekis or
Brain
Mystria.
drain.
It's a new
Thing is,
term,
what
but
about,
yes.
Wasn't
What
it?
about the gold mines, the minting places?
Well, there are no gold mines in Eridon. The mints were in Stromheim, in the inner city. I'm sure they're still functioning, but it feels like every year there's a new king or queen, and there's always an assassination or an accident, and that place is just not quite stable enough.
Tell me about it. But, you know, I can't say I feel too sorry for the Eridonian wizards. I mean, wasn't it an Eridonian wizard that kind of, and I motion around me to the destruction? Isn't that the story?
I think it was not a wizard. There's a
Wraith.
rumor. There's a legend. No, not him. There was a man from Solemn. It's a continent across the sea. I'm sure you've never heard of it, but it's a large place. And a man came from there, bringing with him the sort of magic equipment that only great heroes have. Yet this man was a decent fighter, nothing to write home about. You know, the sort of man that you could find in every city. But this one, his name was Bellows, Tyrus Bellows, and he brought all of his magic with him. Set up shop in Shirebrook as a little sheriff. Then a few years later, boom, monsters from other realms. That sort of magic that you would use to bring monsters from other realms is rarely found, but this man was known to possess an incredibly powerful set of magic equipment. I do believe it was this foreigner from across the sea who brought magic with him, and that the foolish Baroness of Shirebrook tolerated, did not investigate, did not control, left it into the hands of mortal men. He's like starts to ignore you and go off on like an angry tirade.
I wish I could
the
say
sort of
I'm surprised.
Weak leadership.
Yeah, it's, you know, they're coming over here with their magic items, unleashing hordes of demons. It's not right.
It's not. It's
When will
not.
Keir Starmer do something about this? Send them back! Sorry.
I believe that is the source of all of this suffering. A Solemese? How aware are you of the ongoing war between Drekis and the Empire in the Far East?
We're at war?
I'm not gonna lie, mate. I'd not heard of this solemn place until you just started talking about it, so...
He nods. Well, there's a lot happening in the world.
You know... I probably shouldn't say this, but I didn't even really leave Stromheim until, like, this year.
Oh,
Are we winning?
yes. Well,
Oh,
if you're a Drakisian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something. I'd rather the Drakisians than these Solemese magic fuckers, right?
He
The
nods.
demons and stuff? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if they're winning, then that means that we're gonna be all right, because you know they're not too bad.
Well,
It's, yeah. That's, I gotta say, the pies are nice as well.
the question is not which side will win the war. It is what will the war do to the winner? Because you may enter a battle with one set of ideals, and you may come out the other side a changed man.
I shrug and say, seems to have worked pretty well for the Drakisians, though. They won the war against Mystria, and now look at them, they're kings of the world.
Kings of the world. But Crownhold burned to the ground. I mentioned to you moments ago, books, scrolls, knowledge, all gathered in Crownhold, and then set aflame by Vorasi saboteurs. A great deal of knowledge has been lost.
Oh wow.
The sort of tragedy that
brutal.
men like you wouldn't understand. The wealth of generations destroyed in an instant.
Those Barassi bastards. They burnt all our scrolls and shit.
Mm-hmm.
All our magic stuff.
All
Do you know-
of the best writings. That's why my family has so entrusted me to seek Cauldron Rise and to try and rebuild Eridon. It is within my grasp, if things in my life go well, to take Eridon from this place of ash and bring it back to its true and former glory, to rise us from this sadness and to become a force for good in the world.
I raise a cheer to Lord Shacklebrook at the end of that.
Yeah, I
Fair
raise a
play.
cheer.
You know,
You're not all bad.
we could help you with that, man.
He raises his tied wrists up in the air.
In a different life, perhaps. You see, you
A different
understand.
life.
We've chosen different paths here.
Well, no, we can intersect here, man.
We need to see the job done, kid.
Yeah, but I agree. But if he's gonna be this big guy, he's gonna have to move to Stromheim eventually.
Like I said, we can write to him. You know, we'll let him. We'll keep in touch in a safe way. But don't
Alright.
get to it.
We're
Don't
gonna
get
take
to it.
over Stromheim, and then if you move over there, you know,
Listen,
we'll work with you.
You know,
I lower my voice away from the guy. You know, don't get too close to this guy. We still might have to fucking kill him if they don't bring the ransom.
Oh, you know, they're gonna bring it.
you asked if I needed anything. This conversation has proved enlightening. I need to know if there are anyone in my employ who takes coin from Drekis or Mystria.
Now,
And
that's
I
something we could
trust
help
the
you with.
people that work for me.
Yeah, we
If
could
there's-
we could figure that out.
If there's anything we're experts in, it's coins under the table.
You know, I gave this girl 500 gold once to let me into a place, and she fucking did.
And that place in between our legs.
No, but it was to kidnap someone. But yeah, those are the people you gotta watch out for. Are your servants, actually. If you pay them well, then they won't want to, turn on you. But if you don't, then they'll just take any chance to get their money.
So you're a fool like I am. At night, at the dance. The lovely
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
Oh, I was such a fool.
Yeah,
My
but
men
you've
told
learned
me.
now.
They
Now you'll never
told
do it
me.
again.
The thing is, what I don't get though is like, surely you can get like any girl you want, right?
Yeah, what did she say to you to make you interested?
Yeah, that's what I want to know as well because
This is a pleasure for my mind and my mind alone.
Keep your secrets.
that's a good answer. Okay.
There are women aplenty, and I will make an honest wife one day. But
you're
those
still
are
young.
slow proceedings. This was a thing of fire like I had never heard before. Lost sense. My brain ceased to function. I may be a man of magic, but there are times when my mortality rises out and I am ashamed.
Nick,
Ah.
that's our fucking way in eventually, is getting a girl, right, to be in with SEAL Team 6, creating a fake noble identity, and then marrying her to like a family. And either just doing that organically or through like a love potion, and then we're in the fucking circle.
We've
And
already
we're
got a
here.
noble in the group though.
I know, but he's never gonna use it, right?
Yeah, so we just need to supplant him.
Yeah,
Steal
we need
his
to get rid of him.
identity.
Yeah,
You guys are saying the same story. Yeah.
one day, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think I don't know, I did roll a 2 on that charisma check, but I think we get on quite well with Shacklebrook. He's actually kind of sick.
He's cool.
Not gonna lie. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Don't usually love just a random NPC. Love
I'm
this
on
guy.
I'm on Team
I'm Team
Shacklebrook.
Shacklebrook, man.
Yeah.
Even though he got duped by Lemon in the easiest ploy of all time.
You don't remember like Eraser also got duped by a girl in a really easy ploy, so it can happen to anyone.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it's
I
not
threw a
like either
charisma
of
check
you
out
have ever
there.
been duped by women.
I got a
Well, you see-
22. I was thinking I was gonna cut his you know, his bindings for now and like have a meal with him, but Pigeon restrains, even though he wants to.
You've got to understand there's a difference with Luther, right? Because Luther is naturally extremely good looking and built like a brick shithouse. Girls have never been a mystique to him. You know, he's always been able to get girls, so he's not particularly enamored when one shows him interest. Whereas, like, if you've been a nerd your whole life, like Shackle Bitch or Pigeon, you know, the first time a girl shows you some interest, you're gonna be like falling over yourself to do what she says. So Luther can understand like the plights of lesser men, but it's not something that he's got first-hand experience of.
That's something we'll work on with you. You know, we'll be back and we'll try to figure out if anybody in your employ is willing to work with Drekis or with someone else. And we'll feed you the names. But it's going to be a few months because your guards are going to be pissed for a while.
Well, you know where I live. You can always write me. If it's a message for me and me alone. He thinks for a moment. You can write upon the front of the letter. What's a good way? What's a good way that my guards would not... way for me to know it's from you without raising anyone's suspicions? My name, Lord Shacklebrook, but there's no E on the end. If you write to Wilhelm Shacklebrook and put an E at the end of Shacklebrook, I'll know it's from you.
Very good.
Can either of you read? I should have asked first. Good. Good man.
Two of us, you know, a few of us can. 3, I think.
I make a mental note of that. Write to Wilhelm Shacklebrook, but with an E. And it'll go directly to him. It's also absolutely fantastic information for his enemies. If
What do you
want
mean?
to kill him with like an exploding letter.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need from him? He just wants to know who in his employ is gonna fuck him over. All right.
Yeah, I think there'll be really hot heads around him in the weeks and even the first months after this happens. So I don't think we want to show our face with regards to him. But we're gonna have enough money for 6 months, so I say we'll do this. We'll chill a bit. We'll do another job, and then I think we can check back in on Shacklebrook after that.
I agree.
And hopefully he can kind of send us. I mean, it'd be good if he could start sending us to like Shirebrook or whatever for other things.
I tell him that he should probably get 6 people as well. You know, and say that they were the ones who captured him, and then, you know, get him killed so he doesn't lose face.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to do his own thing. Executing innocents is a bit spicy, isn't it, for a hero of the people?
Well, you know, on the way up, you know, in the North Road, there's always fucking brigands, man. So if you ever need any...
I tell him about the fucking tree that we saw with like the red on it. It was pretty distinctive, actually.
You know, you go over there, you'll be bound to find people, man, who are gonna attack you anyways.
Well, we kick back, Neil. We keep our watches up. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, you're not abandoning your...
No,
but I think we've made a friend.
Yeah, hope so. I mean, he could be pulling our leg, to be fair.
He could be.
Yeah. Wouldn't get too excited.
Okay. Well, why don't we just skip ahead in time a little bit? I've rolled for encounters. There was, I'm so sorry to say, Nick, a giant spider encounter, but you're camped in one place, and spiders are more ambush predators, so it doesn't show up.
Yeah,
why
are you sorry about that? Are you sorry that there is a spider or that it didn't attack us?
A little bit of both. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just for old time's sake, you know.
Of course. I rolled the large spider on the encounter table. I got excited for a moment. And then I'm like, they're camped. Like, large spiders aren't going to wander in your camp to attack you. They spin webs and then ambush people who come by.
Yeah.
And then there were some deadly plants. But again, ambush predators. And you will spot a little group of kobolds, but I don't think they're going to attack you. Because again, 8 kobolds aren't going to come and attack your little camp. So you do see signs of creatures. As people go off to take a dump, you come across like spider webs and, go dig a new latrine somewhere. You do see kobolds at times or hear them bang in the distance, and they leave you be, you leave them be. You end up with a surprisingly safe and quiet little camp here that just chills for weeks. So everyone can be at, full HP.
Yeah.
This camp's awesome, man.
It is.
Well, you got very lucky on your rolls. Very lucky. There are some fun things here, like displacer beasts. It's a good chance that 5% chance that you run into them, and we just didn't roll it.
You roll every day.
Every day.
So it's not an unlikely.
That's
chance
right.
that you'd get hits at displacer beast there.
That's right. But the dice did not do that this time, and you passed the week.
All right.
Sweet. Because a displacer beast, like a few of them, could probably have killed us all.
Maybe. Probably. You guys have some high HP.
We've got high HP, we've got like +2 to hit or something.
Yeah.
+3 to hit.
I got +4.
You're +4, +5 with your dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
true.
bad.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Not bad. Well, the time rolls on, and eventually the day comes.
Okay.
The day where
1 to 6. Let's see who's on watch when it happens.
Oh, yes.
So 1 is me, 2 is Pigeon, 3 is Eraser, 4 is Percival, 5 is Sierra, 6 is Goat. But it's Eraser.
That's a good person to be on watch.
Yeah.
Eraser
Wearing his mask, obviously.
comes back to the camp. Psst, guys. They're here. They're across the way.
Yeah.
All right, game time. Let's go.
Hold
I
on.
Grab the masks and throw them out to everyone.
There's a lot of them.
How
There's a
many we talking?
wagon, probably filled with gold.
Yes, man.
And then there's 10 horsemen
Oh, fuck.
and about 20 footmen.
We are fucking dead, man.
They got bows?
Yeah.
All right, well, stand behind trees.
Well, no, I told him about our magic item.
You told him, but you didn't tell them.
Well, he's gonna have to tell them.
All right. Mask up, everybody. Let's get him. Let's go. I get myself masked up, Neil, and then as the strongest person, I'm going to grip Shacklebrook, and I'm going to kind of like hold him in front of me with the dagger to his throat, and then walk up with the rest of the group
I make a
to
show
the edge. Someone's got to be carrying the raft.
of taking my I'll take my old dagger, but I'm gonna make it look like it's my magic dagger. Okay. Here's my goal. When we get to there, I'm gonna make it look like I put my magic dagger in the ground, but I'm gonna swap the dagger that I use. Right. I'll use my old dagger into the ground, and then I will tell everybody.
All right, the magic force field's in place. If they shoot arrows, it'll be sent back.
You can say that you shout it across the river so that they can hear you?
No, I tell that to Shacklebrook. Basically,
Got it.
I say it to the group, but my goal is so Shacklebrook thinks it.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
he will, maybe as he's being dragged across,
It's all right. They won't shoot us while we've still got Shacklebrook.
Oh, here's also what I'll do. I'll tie Shacklebrook up with a 50-foot length of rope because I'll just let it go. It'll be 2 50-foot lengths on his ankles. So if they do start shooting, I'll like pull the rope.
You can
And
pull
then
him back
he'll-
across the river.
Yeah, he'll come back across the river.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Well,
Okay.
from
So I say, as we're walking back, I say to Eraser, you want to do the talking or should I?
he puts out his hand for a rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2.
Oh, this is awkward with the delay. Hold on.
Okay.
1,
1,
2,
2.
3, shoot.
Scissors.
Scissors.
Fuck. Okay.
Again.
Go.
1, 2,
2,
3, shoot.
3.
Paper.
Ah, okay.
Eraser
gets
goes
it.
first.
He's smarter. Good.
Yeah, true.
He heads over. Everyone comes up. And as you're approaching the river, you can see that they formed like a little camp and a little perimeter, but they're not looking across the river. I mean, someone's looking this way, but for the large part, they're like
They weren't
scoping
ready.
out the town. You can see some of these people, some of these footmen are like walking through some of the ruins, making sure that there's nothing in here. They're interrogating some of those other little camps that were scattered around I guess we're outside of the city, but that are near the city's edge.
I'll be the one with the dagger to the guy's throat.
No, I'm doing it.
Oh, you got it? Perfect.
I've got him. He's in front of me, and I've got the dagger. So if they want to shoot an arrow, they're likely to hit him. And I think that's they're not going to be able to safely shoot arrows until he's across the other side. At which point we should be gone.
Eraser calls across the river. Ahoy there! And then people start to look across. He's got his mask on. Someone nudges, and pretty soon, the knights and a couple of the footmen have turned to face the wagon drivers looking over in your direction. One of the knights stops forward, plate mail, visor down, lifts the visor up. He calls out, "Do you have Lord Shacklebrook?" Eraser goes, "Of course we do!" And he motions for Luther to
Okay, I come
step
out
on
from
out.
behind our tree. Yeah.
I fix Lord Shacklebrook's hair. I make him look presentable today.
"Send us the gold!" shouts out Eraser. And one of the knights on the other side calls back like, "Lord Shacklebrook, are you well?" Lord Shacklebrook is not ball gagged, I think, and calls back, "I'm fine." One of the knights says, How do we know you'll return him once you've gotten the gold?" And Eraser says, "He's a little bitch. We don't want to keep him around anymore. All he does is whine." The knight looks pretty pissed at this. How dare you disrespect my lord? I shall have your head for this." And Eraser's like, "Okay, but send the money first." And sure enough, they get some chests. They haul them off the cart.
We send the raft.
You guys chuck. I think it's a string tied to an arrow that gets launched across, and then the string goes to the rope, and then you pull, and then they're gonna pull. It's gonna go back and forth. It's pretty easy to just figure out what's going on. The raft gets pulled out, sent across the river. They put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chests of gold. Is that right?
Oof.
We said 500. No, we said
5,000.
5,000 gold.
5,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
We said
500,000
like a
copper.
minimum. I thought we said 6, but I can't remember. Fuck it.
I think it was 5.
Yeah.
Personally. I think we checked it last episode.
Yeah, we
read
did. You're
the
right.
recap.
It was 5. Yeah. That was our goal.
Right.
Can they get 5,000 in gold pieces? I guess is the question.
It's mostly going to be in silver.
That's
Because 5,000 gold is, it's a lot of gold, and most people
bring any
silver
gems?
is just so much more available, so much more common. Same thing, it's the default currency. It's why we say pound sterling. It's because you trade in silver. It's just the.
So we've got 5 chests here. We have horses, right? We prepared somehow for this.
You were gonna dig. You were gonna bury them and then
we've
come
already
back
dug
later.
a hole. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to dig
Yeah,
the hole.
okay.
Yeah. We're burying that shit.
Um,
So,
yeah,
it's
it
going to
is-
require multiple trips.
Yeah, I just need to look up. I said 5. I want to double check to make sure my chest can actually carry that much weight.
No fucking gems. These idiots.
Yeah, but if they
be
send
fair,
a
they-
gem and then you think it's not worth the same amount,
That's true. That's funny
like-
though.
This gem's only worth 400.
Ooh. I think it is 10 chests.
Jesus Christ on a chimney.
Yeah, each chest weighs 25 pounds and is carrying 100 pounds of silver. So it's going to take multiple trips back and forth. They're not going to put, 5,000 gold worth of silver on the raft at once. They're doing one chest at a time
One chest at a time. Okay, so we're at this
to
for
be
a while.
safe. Yeah.
Okay,
You're at
so
it for
that
a
means
while.
then one of us can ferry the chests
Yeah.
to the hole as they're coming.
Probably a
Two
few
of you.
us.
Yeah, because the
Yeah,
chests
two
weigh
of you.
125 pounds.
So
So,
from
you'll,
their perspective, we just disappear into the forest with the chests and then come back and then take the next one. All while Eraser's still there, Pigeon's still there, and I'm still holding Shacklebrook.
yeah.
So I guess Percival and Sierra are carrying the chests, and Goat is like in a tree or something.
Yeah. Well, once 8 chests have gone across, the knight on the far side of the river says, "Send the Lord over! You've seen that we're good for it?"
No.
Absolutely not. I look to Eraser.
Racer looks back to the rest of you guys.
Uh-uh.
This is fucked, right?
Yeah, we want the rest of the silver.
Racer insists on the silver. He's going to make himself a charisma check. See how confidently he can express this. It's a natural 5 modified 18. Eraser communicates with you guys a bit. Goes, no, keep sending the money. And the guy on the far side says, "We've sent you most of it. We need to confirm that the young lord is okay, that he's not been damaged, that this is not an illusion. We need proof."
Tell him to send the shit.
Tell him something that only you'd know.
Only I would know.
Yeah, so they know it's not an illusion.
And tell him we've been good to you, because we have been, man.
Thanks. To be honest, I don't think he's speaking honestly. I think he's doing his best to save my family some money, and I don't think he's truly disbelieving my presence here.
Well, quite. So let's tell him to play ball so we can wrap this up.
Go for it. The captured noble says.
All right, kick him to his knees then.
No, I shout across and say, the deal was 5,000 gold. Send over the rest, and you'll have him back, safe and sound. You don't have the cards.
They put another chest on.
He doesn't have the cards, Neil.
It ferries over.
Thanks, you. All right, by my count, that should be one more.
All right, do they have any genius plans?
They've been outsmarted and outwitted.
I send the 10th chest over,
All right.
and when it arrives, you all...
Yeah, when it arrives, I say, I turn him around.
Well, wait,
Let's
we've been
say-
opening every chest, just heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all
okay.
packed with silver. Yeah.
All right, so I then have Shacklebrook in front of me. I turn him to face me. I motion for the others to get back in the forest.
Hold on. We gotta
So
make
it's-
sure that this chest gets there. Then we gotta cover it up, and then we'll send him.
They'll never get across
I
the-
whisper that, by the way.
Well, I guess they could come on the...
No,
Raft.
we'll cut the raft rope from this side. It's got to be pulled in both directions.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, yeah, so I say, it's been nice getting to know you, Shacklebrook. Get home safe.
We'll be sending our letter.
And then
if I ever get kidnapped again, I hope it's you who does it. But don't mistake that as an invitation to do so. If you try to kidnap me again, I will most certainly end your life.
I
of
tie
course,
the
I'd
100-foot
expect
length of
nothing
rope
less.
to his feet.
Is this really
And I will
necessary?
It's not for you. It's not because of you. It's just because of them. If they start shooting arrows, I mean, they're gonna see the fucking force field that sends them back. But I don't want you getting hurt. I gotta pull you back in.
I don't know if we need to do that. Just fucking send them across.
I send him with the fucking rope.
As you're putting him on the boat, he looks at the two of you and says, "If you are true and brave citizens of Eridon, you will use that ransom money to do away with our true enemies in
Enough.
some way or that you can.
Hoorah.
Good day, gentlemen." He hops on the...
Good day, my lord.
is thrown on the raft, steps on the raft. I
No,
think you've tied up
he
his
steps
feet.
on there.
He walks on with dignity.
Okay, he waddles on because his legs are tied, right, with
Yeah.
50 feet of rope.
One leg is tied.
He's chilling.
And he gets pulled. He sits down
okay,
so he doesn't.
So
flop.
we hold the rope from behind a tree,
Mhm.
Yeah.
peeking around the corner. So if they start to fire arrows, we can hide. You know.
And
Once he's across, we'll cut the rope and then
cut the ropes and flee into the woods.
into the forest. Yeah.
Into the night. We cover up the fucking spot.
Yeah, where the others are probably
Now-
already burying the silver.
Do the knights on the far side, is their disposition such that they will attempt a volley of arrows to try and pick off anyone fleeing? No. They are true and honorable men. These are real
Nice.
knights. These are knights who are good to their word, and they will not fire at you. They are men of honor.
Great
And they
ransom.
let you go.
It's gone perfectly well. We bury the silver. I think we get on our horses and we head back to Stromheim.
Okay.
Gotta hit. The horse guy's expecting these babies back.
Yeah, true. We got to get our gold back.
You head out.
Um,
It'll take a little while to get to Cauldron and a little while longer to get to Misty Rapids. It'll be a day to Cauldron. Today's the 13th. You won't get to Cauldron until the 15th.
I mean, I don't know that we spend too much time in Cauldron now.
Mm-mm.
No, you just have to pass through. You know,
Yeah.
you probably don't. Yeah. And then won't be until the 17th that you arrive in Stromheim.
Okay,
Alright.
so how many days does that take in that journey?
1, 2, 3. It'll be about 4 days to get home.
Okay, so it's 4 days to get. We're gonna need a week and a bit to get the gold back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think we give it like 2 weeks, and then we head back out again. That'll have been a month then since the ransom day that we get there.
Do you
So
not
it's a-
think that we should just do that the next time we're gonna go and like do shit with him?
No. I
No?
think we need to
Okay.
get our gold to get our XP.
Yes.
Plus,
Well-
we need the gold. We need the gold, right? Like we need it for living expenses and shit. We just want a cooling off period, and then we go back and get our gold. I mean,
Yeah.
the mission's not over till it's in the lair.
That's true. The
Because
way back.
Go
ahead.
fucking kobolds and the goblins could still find it.
Yeah.
More kobolds. Intelligence check for the kobolds. Not good enough. Okay. Kobolds do not get your money.
Right,
North
fuck that.
Road to Stromheim.
I assume my disguise skill is no use in disguising the hole.
Correct.
We made something for the hole too, I think, to put over it as well.
I think we do our best to conceal it, obviously.
We did. Yeah.
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 I don't think coyotes are going to pose a threat to 7 people on horseback.
No.
And no, it's easy. Not even any
Swimmingly.
bandits. It's an easy walk home. Nothing happens. You see some folks on the road, some traders, some peasants going off to stake out new lands. There's a cart that's broken down for a moment. There's like a little beer shop on the road at some point that looks a little bit sketchy. It looks like probably a trap of some kind, but you just don't stop for beer and it's fine. And before you know it, you're back in Stromheim. You don't even see any guards from Cauldron running around on the road.
I'm a little bit like, ever since we leave the forest, I can't get the thought out of my head that all of that money is just sitting there in a hole where anyone could get it. So I think Luther is uncharacteristically kind of on edge a little bit. He's usually quite relaxed and confident, feeling a little bit antsy about all of that gold being buried out there in the woods.
Can you imagine a kobold fucking does that shit?
Yeah, or just like anyone, right? Like one of the fuckers in the Misty Rapids town who was watching us, or it's not likely, but it is not impossible.
Yeah.
The rafts
Nope.
is probably still
I am noticing on my calendar we didn't pay monthly expenses for April because I always write down paid on all of the calendars, and we didn't do it for April.
all right. Well, let's see what we've got in the. How much are we talking these days?
705 gold a month.
Should we? No, I think we should keep our gems, right? Should we use our iron coins?
Iron coins seem pretty handy. Do we not have enough silver? Let me
We've
look at the
got
house
2,800 silver, so that's not enough.
Let's do one of our gems. We can get some XP.
Okay, we'll do a topaz.
Okay.
Which is 500,
And
right? And we were
you
gonna.
said it was, you said it was 600 total.
The topaz are 500, but it's we roll a d20, and if it's a 1 through 10, we get we roll a d21 on a 1 through 10. It's that percent value under, and on a 11 through 20, it's that percent over, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
Or it's the
D21?
equivalent. Yeah, d21 with 11 being neutral. 11's neutral,
Right.
so you get exactly
You said
500.
Is it 600 total?
5.
5. I'm gonna delete all that shit from the horde because I put it all on my character sheet.
Okay.
It's
No,
all
no.
in the very nice.
How much
box.
is the
The topaz
monthly
gem
expenses? The monthly expenses
705.
705. We could use 2,000 silver here.
Let's just do one more gem, Nick. Let me roll it.
It's too much. It's too much.
I know,
Yeah,
but we
it's way
can
too much.
just we can just keep the rest, right?
Okay.
That means you got to break a gem somewhere. Actually, using the gems is awkward because we are trying to expend value, but
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is just like normal expenses. You can't really.
yeah, you can't just
Use-
pay for like your beer with a gem,
Yeah.
No, but we probably make the decision to cash one of the topaz gems out for coins at some point
Yeah.
during this month.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So let's just do 2 of them, and then we'll see how much we have left over. Fuck it.
Okay. Yeah. So roll another d21 then.
So you're gonna lose about 6% of the value.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, so you get 470 for it.
6% is 300. Yeah.
So 470.
That's-
So then, and our
So
it's 700 a month.
270 extra. So I'll put that on when I'm 570 gold. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool.
Did you just give yourself 270 GP?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Been handled. I deleted them off my character sheet. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, party,
Okay.
you've made it back to
Yeah.
Stromheim. All you got to do is kill some time, then get a wagon, head back there, dig up the treasure, bring it back. Now, there was talk about waiting a month, maybe a couple of months, but it sounds like Luther's getting a little anxious.
Yeah, and also like 700 gold. That's a fucking lot. Like 2 months. That's like a third of the haul.
Yeah.
So
Is it a good time
Let's-
to go? I mean, our base isn't ready. We don't have anywhere to put the money.
it's we've still got the treasury in the lair. It's safer there than it is out there.
I don't think
I-
so, man.
Well, we've
It's in
got
a
all our
hole.
other gold in there.
That's true.
It is true.
We've got to trust in the treasury. Otherwise, like, what are we doing?
All right, fuck it.
We're in Rusty's Hook. I vote we head out in the next couple of days. I say we get a wagon together, we buy our rations or whatever, and we head back out there. What do you
Yeah.
say? I point to
Yeah.
Pigeon and Eraser, and
Let's get the money back for the gem or the horses, by the way.
Oh, right.
well, we're gonna rehire the horses immediately, right?
That's true.
Well,
So
no way, yeah.
fuck it.
Um,
Do the others agree?
Percival takes this
Mhm.
moment and he puts his hands down on the table and he guys says, brothers, we've all taken solemn vows, but I can't help but feel the direction the 5 of you want to go in.
He's
It's
gotta
very
die.
different than the direction I want to go in. Now, we're in this together for life. We're in this together for life. But what would you think about me cashing out and taking my own path?
I look across the group, mainly
at
at
Eraser.
Eraser.
Eraser's shocked. Completely shocked. Goat. He's generally a fine fellow, but you can see him nodding along like this is something he deeply approves of. And Sierra looks over, and he's the first one to speak, and he says, Where would you go? I can't imagine you not being in our life in some way, shape, or form. Percival says, well, I was thinking about it. You know, Stromheim's a big city. I really like what we've been doing, but I can't help feel we want to go in different directions. I was thinking about going to the other side of the city, you know, maybe setting off on my own, maybe finding a couple new friends, have my own operation. We could still see each other from time to time. You know, maybe you're still Team 5. I get some friends together. Maybe we can do some jobs in the future when our, you know, paths align. I think that's what I'd do. And Sierra looks very sad. There's so few of us from the original team left.
That's true.
It's constantly changing. Percival nods. It's always changing, buddy. Life never stays the same.
Is this because of Helmet?
It's everything. You know, you guys are always trying to get up that social chain. I'm trying to get down the social chain. It's
I hear you. But
no hard feelings, you know. You got to do what you got to do. You got to set on life you want. I'm a firm believer in people picking their path and doing that thing. And I think you guys are on a good path. It's not the path I want to be on.
Well, you got to give us 2 weeks notice, man.
Exactly. I'll go with you. We'll pick up our loot. I'll cash out. We'll have a good party, maybe a couple of good parties. And by the time we sober up, it'll be in a couple of weeks.
I don't know. We made the oath, you know. It's not us you need the okay from. The big guys upstairs.
Pigeon
How do you
is
know you're not going to
thinking-
burst into flames the second you walk away from here?
Well,
Listen, let me just say my piece. You can't have everything you want in life, you know? No life is perfect. The human story, the human condition, the real path to happiness is being able to compromise.
fuck you,
You know-
says Goat. It's not just humans, all right? Don't be so ethnocentric.
All right. I'm sorry about that. But being a person, being happy is about compromise, you know? You ever see those couples? If you only ever want what you want, you're never going to make it in the long term. We've all had to compromise, Percival. I think maybe you're making a big mistake here. I don't think you're going to find something like this again. You know, we've been successful. Most guys like us end up dead in the moat. We're lucky that we made it this far. And who's to say you're going to get that lucky again? I want you to be happy, buddy. I really, really do. But I can't bury another one of my brothers. Not so soon.
I appreciate that, Luther. That means a lot.
If you want to go, I'm more than willing to support that. We'll throw the biggest party we've ever seen.
Are you going to go before the lair's finished? I mean, it's what we've been working towards. You know, do you want to see the skeleton pit?
I do. I really, actually, that skeleton pit has been. I've been thinking about this for a while, and
We've
seeing
all
the
been
lair
looking forward to
finished
it.
and the pit has been keeping me along, but it's gonna take months, you know. And if I leave on good terms, maybe you'll invite me back, and you can show me the pit when it's all done. And if things go well between us and we're still friends, hey, maybe I can rent the skeleton pit to toss someone in from time to time.
Or whatever happens, you're welcome to use the skeleton pit. I mean, you had a hand in developing it.
You will
so
always
that's
be
only
welcome in
fair.
the skeleton pit, man.
Yeah, of course.
As long as I'm not in the pit.
Well, no, but I mean, if you die, we'll see what we can do. You know, I think if any of us die, we should go and speak to that wizard and see. Because I'd like to, you know, if I was dead, I'd want to be in the
Get in the pit.
like in the pit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like to be in the pit, you know.
Pigeon's thinking we're gonna have to poison Percival. He's got to go.
It's very sad to kill Percival. I think that's. I'm
It is, but
reluctant
you gotta get his.
I'm reluctant to pay him out. I feel like he's asking too much.
I know,
think,
I think he would just die during a night of drinking. Die. And we don't have to pay him out. You would get his noble documents, and you would
Yeah.
be able to keep being him.
It is perfect.
It's perfect, man.
It is perfect.
It'll be
I do
during his big
genuinely
going
like
away
Percival.
party. I do too, but he's got to go. If he's gonna leave, he's gonna take his shit with him, and he owns our house.
That's true. He does own the house.
And it would just be Pigeon and Luther knowing.
No, hang
No
on.
one else.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Okay, Percival. All right, problem though. The house. You own the house. So here's my suggestion. Okay, you want to leave your old life behind?
Ooh,
Like you said,
that's an out.
we're looking to get up in the world. You leave your documents with us. That way we can say we own the house. You cut ties with your past. We go our separate ways. We can stay friends. That way.
You ever want him
We will
back?
get
You'd
what we
have him
want.
back. We'd give him. You could get real down low.
My sister. I don't want to see any harm come to her.
Never.
And I just know that if I leave my papers and documents in your hands, somehow, a couple years down the road, she's going to get hurt because of something you do. You know? You make
Why
an
would she get
enemy
hurt? These
under my
documents were
name.
stolen.
She's my little sister. She's the only good thing from my past. Can't you find
your
another
little sister?
noble? You know that
She's rich. She's living on the other side of the country. You know, she's better off than anyone in this shithole town. You know, she's safe. What could we do that's going to get her in trouble?
you piss somebody off using my family name, and they come after my family to get retribution and target my sister. Come on.
But we can't let you walk away with the house.
You know, it's on paper. No one's going to tax you. I'm the only person.
No, but here's the thing, Percival. You're going to, no offense, but you're going to go out there. You're going to join a group with some losers who've never completed a heist in their lives. You're probably going to get yourself killed. And then who owns the fucking house? But that sweet little sister of yours, then she really is going to get herself into some trouble. I think really the safest thing you can do is just cut ties with the whole thing. There'll be no links between you and the house. The house will never be getting to your family. They'll never have to worry about it. They'll be doing their own
We're
thing.
never gonna do anything to fuck you or your sister over, man. We love you.
Pigeon
I
lies.
can sign the deed. I can sign the deed over to you guys.
That doesn't work.
You know, we'll find some paperwork. I know you're not nobles in any way, shape, or form, but fucking regular Joes own all sorts of shit these days. I'll get a petition done. We'll put the house in Eraser's name.
I give you a sad nod.
I look at Pigeon and I say, all right, well, let's deal with the paperwork later. You know, I think if you're going to leave, we should have a party, right? But we got to finish the job first.
Man.
We got to finish the job.
Finish
first.
the job and then party.
Yeah.
But
And you'll still
honestly,
live in
like,
the
if you
city and we'll be able to hang out.
Yeah, we'll still hang out.
are you okay with me leaving, or are you just?
I nod.
Well, I know that me and Pigeon are okay with it, if that's what you want, and I know Sierra is. I look
We
at
just want
Racer.
you to be happy, man.
I think we just want Percival to be happy, right? We just want to put an end to all this.
You know, says Eraser, I wouldn't feel right if you were miserable. And I don't want to drag you down a path you don't want to go.
Yeah.
So why don't
Yeah.
we head down to the temple after the job is done?
After
And the
party.
five of us will make, we will release you from your oath in front of the gods, so that way they don't come after you. We'll release you from your lifetime obligations. And
The oath was until death, right?
it was until death.
Yeah, we'll release him from his oath, all right.
We'll release him after the big party.
Everyone raises a glass, a sad glass.
We drink to Percival's imminent
He's got to go, man.
escape from this mortal coil.
He's got to
I-
go.
Yeah, sadly,
I
he's
hear
bringing
what
this
you're
on himself.
saying, but you're not going to kill Percival. You're not going to do it.
No,
I know
we
you're
might
not.
have to. It'll be one of those things where, because it'll be done with poison, we won't
Yeah.
acknowledge it. We'll just pretend it was the gods, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have released him before the party. Why did we make the toast to him leaving before we finished the oath? Now he's died.
We got to
Oh,
do
no.
it. We actually have to do it, man.
The question is, do we tell Eraser, though?
I was thinking about that. I don't think he's got the stomach for it.
Do you think that
But he
Percival's
might
gonna-
actually, because you remember, we already killed one of them. We killed,
Yeah. He had us kill someone, right?
he did. And he wants to betray the oath. He does. End of story. He wants
Yeah.
to break the oath.
I think actually we should
I think we should
okay
let
it
him
with
in.
Eraser.
I
Yeah.
agree. And if he
I don't
says
know about, I don't know
no,
about Percival, but I mean
What if-
Sierra.
what if he says no? No, we tell Eraser, but what if he says no?
I think we have to convince him.
All right.
I honestly think that if we can't convince him, then I think I think either we convince him or he convinces us. I actually think that is just how it's going to go down.
I agree.
Yeah, like maybe he can
Yeah.
talk us into it.
But we kind of
Um,
need him to not spill the beans.
Yeah, no, let's get the job done first. We'll tell him
Right.
on the way back to Stromheim.
Agree.
With renewed vigor.
Well, hold on. I need to go to talk to Sparky.
Yeah, we need to
Oh.
speak to Sparky the Poison Dwarf.
We need to have it in hand first. So I'm going to head over to the...
We can order it now and pick it back up when we get back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I leave the Grimy Gremlin just drunk
Mhm.
and go over to the... Or no, I leave the Rusty Hook and go to the Grimy Gremlin.
Right. Chances that Sparky's there on any given day
I
are
know.
pretty low. You know what? You just missed him. It's a 19 on the die. He was just here earlier in the day, says the
Oh.
bartender. Can I leave a message
Could
for him?
I need to speak with him in the next few days if we can.
I don't
So
know
I'll just
where he
hang out
hangs out.
here.
Okay.
You don't know where he hangs out?
I know he hangs here, but I don't know where he lives. And if I did, I wouldn't share it with anyone. Just
He
like
just
I
left.
wouldn't
He
tell
might have
anyone
been
where you
leaving.
spend time.
He just left. He might have been leaving for a piss or something. So I'm going to actually stick here for the night and we'll see what happens. And then I'll come back in the next few days and I hope I can catch him beforehand.
He will be there the next day at some point. If you're there all day, like you said you were, then
Yeah.
you will see Sparky on the 19th when Ponos, God of Suffering, has peaked.
Was it
is
Ponos
rising
that
in
we
the
made
sky.
our vow to?
Yeah, Ponos and someone else.
Terasa?
It was definitely to Ponos, the god of suffering, but I can't
It was
remember
like-
who else.
Pain and suffering.
The blood oath. I, Luther Pigeon, swear on my immortal soul that I will never betray Steel Team 6. If I break this oath, may Ponos take my soul to be your plaything for all time and to suffer whatever damnation you desire. I will share all my treasures, past and future, with my brothers. I will take no husband nor wives except those that I share with my brothers. From this day until my last, I devote myself to my brothers.
Yeah.
Hmm. So it depends how you define betray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is wanting to leave a betrayal?
It kind of is. I mean, like, the mafia would see it that way, wouldn't they? Like, if we were actually the Sopranos right now, and
Yeah.
this was like one of the capos saying he wants to leave, they'd kill him.
Didn't one
Which I think is
leave?
what we're doing, yeah.
Didn't he leave and go
Yeah.
to New Hampshire?
Yeah, and they killed him.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he was gay as well, so that's why they killed him as well. But
Mm.
yeah, didn't help.
Yeah, it was to Ponos, the god of suffering. So it's interesting. He's high in the sky.
It's a bonus.
Sparky, over here.
Sparky waddles on over. Pigeon, finally come to get rid of your uncle?
Not him. I need the best poison you got. What? The killing kind.
Best is a really big term, he says, settling down for business. What are we looking for? Most painful? Slowest onset? Fastest onset? What,
I
what
need
do you want?
something that I could slip into a man's drink over the night of drinking. A big night. A going away party, but for life.
I see. Thanks. This guy that you need to kill. Big tough guy. Been around a lot.
I think about him.
Human, bit of a softie.
I've been around Percival a lot, so I'm gonna ask, can I look at his character sheet? I don't remember. I thought you shared him at one point.
Yeah, we did know their stats at one point. We knew all of their stats.
Yeah.
No, we even knew erasers though.
Here, I made his sheet
There we
public
go.
to you.
So he's got 14 con. So I'll regale that with kind of like stories about like him drinking and like,
You know, he can drink a lot, actually. But, like, he's not the biggest drunk I've ever seen. There are nights that we go out and he will spill his liquor. But for most of the guys, he's pretty hefty. He can definitely outdrink me. I think he can outdrink Luther.
14 con.
All right. I got just the thing for you. Death cap mushrooms. Now, the thing is, they don't fit in drinks very well. You're gonna need to chop it up and put it in his food after the food's been cooked.
Okay.
Is that something you can do? Or, find some other way to feed it to him. And you gotta give him...
dry out and crush it into a powder.
I asked that.
Are we aiming to powder him?
The issue with powdering them is if you don't do it right, you end up inhaling the powder.
Could I pay extra for you to get him powdered?
Yeah.
And then I could put it in a drink. Or on food.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread this thing. Death caps can be cooked, fried, and boiled, but not steeped.
Okay.
So you can put them in food as before without powdering them.
So we can put 'em
literally
in food.
called out. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
you're gonna need a lot. One small mushroom will probably knock a man out for 3 hours, and then he'll be, fucked for 2 days. 3 small mushrooms. He said, making sure the dosages are right. 4 small mushrooms will probably kill a man. 50-50 chance of killing a man. Yeah. 8 small mushrooms. Yeah. For most people,
not
that's a
great, though.
guarantee.
So 8 would kill him.
And how do they taste?
They don't have a particularly, they don't scream poison, but they don't taste like normal mushrooms. The flavor's a little,
So if we got
flavor
him
and
drunk,
texture's
they'd
a
be
bit
fine.
off. Probably.
I think, does Percival like mushrooms on his food?
Yeah. He's a normal person.
He likes a mushroom.
All right, if
As
that's
much
what you
as the
got, we'll
next
make it-
person,
We'll
right?
make it work. We'll get
Trying to think who, like, we're gonna be out drinking and eating. Now I gotta
don't know.
pay someone to cook him his food, and
I don't think that's so easy. Is there not like
Yeah,
a venom or something we can put in
I was about to ask,
Is there just nothing for the drinks that we could just put a ton in?
Well, so here's the thing. There are things that you can put in someone's drink that can screw them over pretty good. And it can outright kill a man at times. They tend to be a lot more expensive, first off.
yeah.
And if you got a person who's been around the block, someone who's pretty experienced, someone with high hit points,
Yeah.
might not do enough damage to kill him. This that we're talking about is a save or die effect. The other things are damage effects.
He might save though.
Well, that's why you do
But give him 8.
8 mushrooms. That would,
All right.
in
We'll do the
mechanics
mushrooms.
term, 8 mushrooms would give him a DC of 25 that he would have to pass on a con check or die.
He still only needs an 11.
Well, I guess he's got high con, so yeah.
Yeah,
For him,
yeah.
that might be like 50-50 shot then. And
So
if he
what if
fails,
it's-
then he's
what if it's 12
incapacitated
mushrooms?
for hours.
It's not great. We need him to die.
Yeah, we need him to die.
I mean, if
We
he's
need him to die.
incapacitated, you can also kill him, right?
Yeah, but we need him to. We need it to look like he just died from breaking an oath.
Well, I got another thing then. But it's real expensive.
I'll pay.
It's 200 gold per dose.
Deal.
How many doses? I'm not there, but
Probably 3.
What is it?
The DC on it is 15, so 2 doses would be DC 10, 4 doses would be... I'm sorry, 2 doses would be DC 20, 4 doses would be DC 25, 8 doses would be DC 30.
Okay.
fucking hell, man, that's so.
It gets
What?
really expensive.
8
Yeah,
times 2, so that's 1,600 gold.
it's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. But
if
also,
we can convince Eraser, we can just kill
it's
him.
worth it.
No, but we can just kill
No.
him.
And how long is this gonna last?
Death is permanent, kid.
No. What's this poison called?
Ettercat poison. It's hard to get. Those fuckers will kill you.
And how long will it last in these vials?
Kept in a cool, dark place. Many months.
I think, because that's a lot of money. But this is a big betrayal.
Is that not an injection poison, Neil, if I'm looking at the right spreadsheet?
Oh, can you link me the spreadsheet?
Ooh,
haven't
it is.
seen this one.
You fucking good job there, buddy.
Thanks. I hope you don't mind me looking at this.
No, it's fine.
Ettercap injection, contact injection.
Yeah, most of them are injections.
Yeah.
It's looking like what Sparky has available doesn't have a lot of good ingestion.
So the one that we were talking about was the D neurotoxin, yeah?
Yeah. We were talking about D and J, both neurotoxins. The
Yeah.
D is definitely
D's not
ingestion.
bad. I don't think D's bad. I mean, we just cut it up into his food. Death caps can be
What is-
cooked, fried, and boiled.
Yeah, maybe the death caps is the way. They are a lot cheaper.
You cook them, you put them into a paste, throw it over his food. We just pay one person. You know, we go to one place that night. We pay someone to make it that way for him.
We'd have to go somewhere where you're getting like a vegetarian, like a kebab with mushrooms in it, so you wouldn't be able to see them.
Gotta
Or
go to
tell that
Raj's,
it's
man.
different. Yeah, we could go to like Raj's and get.
You know, we've got rapport with Raj.
Maybe we go in and he's got like, oh, we've got a mushroom special today.
Last one.
No, not the last one. I think we all get the same, but we make sure that he lets us know what's what. I don't know. This is.
I think last one could work because then
Oh, Percival, it's your big day. All right, you know, you love mushrooms. Fuck it.
Does he love mushrooms though?
he does. He's any normal man. Yeah.
All right, we'll get the mushrooms. How many?
You wanted 8, right? That'll kill most people pretty quickly.
Give me 12.
Assume he's not got.
8
Frog
will give
poison
you
is good.
increase the DC by 15. To increase it by 20, you would need 16.
Okay, so 8 would get us to what?
15 plus 10 would be a 25.
25.
Yeah, 16 would bring you to a 30. But at that point,
There's
I don't know how you're
small
going to hide
berries.
16 mushrooms.
They're small berries or one small mushroom.
Yeah, either 3 small berries
he's
or
got
1
the
small
mushrooms.
mushroom. He doesn't have the berries. He only has
Yeah,
the
he's
mushrooms.
got the mushrooms. That's fine. And how would we hide 16 mushrooms? I mean, they
That's
wouldn't
a
really
lot.
be hidden at that point. They're more that is the food.
Right. Eating 16 small mushrooms is a full fucking meal. I don't know how you...
Yeah.
I don't know how you get
It's
someone
a
to do
mushroom
that.
Kebab, right?
You would make a mushroom kebab with like a
But
sauce on top.
16?
I mean, they're small mushrooms. They're like
They're
this.
small, sure, but like, it's a lot to pop. And who
Mushrooms
wants to
shrink a lot
eat
when
only
cooked.
mushrooms?
Well, you have a sauce on top, of course.
Well, it's not. There's like veggies and sauce.
Right,
and
but
it's in a kebab. It's wrapped
Veggies
up.
plus 16 mushrooms is all of a sudden, that's
16
like 32
mushrooms
mushrooms worth of food all of a sudden. If half,
did not much
Also, Neil, if you
cook
cook
down.
mushrooms down, they get
that's what I'm
so
saying.
small.
I personally hate mushrooms, so I don't actually know.
So
what
when
that
you cook
looks
a
like.
mushroom down, like you'll see a mushroom's like, like this big, it's gonna eventually turn into fucking nothing.
Do you not
because you're
remember
cooking
when
all
I
the water
when
out.
I was making pasta at your house, Neil? Originally, the pot was filled to the brim with mushrooms, but then by the time I was talking to you, I was like, "You got to cook all the water out of them," and eventually it was like barely anything in the pan.
60 mushrooms,
vaguely
it's
recall
a good
that,
amount
yeah.
of mushrooms, but it's not like you're just popping mushrooms, for an
Okay. Because I was thinking, what are they called? The little ones that you get in packs at the store, like the button mushrooms or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
And those,
if you
like,
cook
if you're
those,
eating 16 of
you're
those
golden.
seems like a chore.
No, cooking them.
Yeah, it would be. It
Cooks
would
the
be.
water
I thought
out.
they were cooked.
You're good.
Okay. Okay. I
So we'll
trust
get
you guys on all the
16.
food stuff.
We'll get 16 and we'll get Raj to cook them.
Well, not Raj, because Raj is on the other side of town, right?
Yeah, we'll get our local kebab guy, I guess.
We got to run a pasta racer first, though. On the way back.
Yeah, I order him. How much does he want?
600 copper, 6 gold per mushroom. You want 8? 8 gold.
16.
You want 16? 16
Yeah.
gold.
No, it's
I'll give
16
him,
times 6, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's 1 gold each, or 6 gold each.
No, 6 gold each. You are absolutely right. My
No,
brain
90,
is
90,
fucked.
So
Yeah.
it's 100 gold.
So I'll give him
Basically.
100 gold. Let me
Okay.
take it off my character sheet. I offer him a gem, or would he rather 100 gold? Kind of up to him. I don't.
He
give a shit
prefers
too
the
much.
gold.
All right, I give him 100 gold. Let me take it off my sheet.
When are you
I
gonna
give
have
him
this
50
con-
platinum.
Perfect. When do you have this conversation with your racer?
On the way back from
On the way
getting
back.
the gold and the silver.
Well, let's skip ahead a couple of weeks. There's probably some things that happen or that could be happening, but I think between this death and the getting the rest of the money back, there's maybe a sense of delaying all the other decisions,
Yeah.
There was that before you guys came out here, there was the person who your neighbor who was like, hey, this other gang
Yeah.
attacked us and you were going to deal with them. Is that something that you want to deal with now, or are you going to wait for?
I feel like it's something we should deal with, man.
I think we should go back and get the silver, personally. and
Can
then
we
come
just
back
pay
and do it.
someone to go and deal with that for us, Nick?
They can wait a few weeks, right? They're not going anywhere. Revenge is a position best served cold.
Yeah. Pigeon will go over to their house and let them know that they're not to the people in our neighborhood's house.
The locals, right? Yeah.
The locals. I'm gonna drop off a little bit more money. I'm gonna drop off. 1 second. Let me do the math. I'm gonna drop off like 200 silver. And I'm gonna let them know 288 silver. Fuck it, we'll get down to a even number here on the house hoard.
288 silver.
Yeah. And I'm gonna let them know,
Hey, we're a little busy right now, but you're not forgotten. We're still gonna come back and deal with those guys. But we got some very pressing business, so I hope this can smooth over the rough times.
You hand him the 5 3/4 pounds of silver. Thank you so much, Pigeon. First when Steel Team 6 moved in, I didn't know what to think, but you're real men of the community, you know?
Thank you. Good day.
If there's anything
I
ever
curtsy.
I can do for you.
All right, yeah, I'll let you know. We might be needing someone. What do you do?
Well, I'm a tailor.
Oh, perfect. We need outfits. I'll come back. We'll pay you.
Thank you.
and then I leave. We'll give him a job later. That's dealt with for now. What else?
What else indeed?
You know, I think that's it. We've got to obviously get a cart. Got to get the horses back. get rations.
Yeah.
You know, a cart with good wheels. It's gonna have to go through the forest.
I tell Luther.
I got the stuff.
All right, what is it? We put it in his drink.
No, it's gonna be 16 mushrooms. We're gonna have to get someone to cook them for us, and then put it in his food specifically.
Well, there is that kebab house down the road.
Wanna go pay
have
him
to-
off?
We'd have to pay him, yeah. But I don't think we should tell him now. I think we should let him know when we're organising the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Everything else can wait.
What if we do like a street party? Sorry, Neil, what?
No, I just wanted to know how long you wanted to wait before you went, but it doesn't. It can. That
No, I
can
think
wait.
we get going. What if we have like a street party and we pay this guy to cater the whole party? But he brings out, like, we've got our own table where he serves us food, and he specifically brings out plates of food. And, you know, we each get served his mushroom specialty or whatever.
Yeah, he really can't fuck up who he gives it to, though, man.
100%.
He's got to cook it, and we got to impress upon him. I'm sure he's a chef. He knows. He's got to cook it in its own thing. It's got to
How
be on a
long-
special plate.
How long until they're going to take effect?
30 minutes.
Oh, fuck.
So, when dinner happens, you know, that's the end.
People are going to know, right?
Shrug.
It's going to be pretty obvious.
I don't know what it's going to look like.
I think we should consider. Let's see what Eraser says, but it might be that the old-fashioned way is still the way here.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, man. With this amount of mushrooms, I would rather if he didn't know in his final moments. Because if we do it the old-fashioned way, it's easy for us.
He's gonna know. I mean, if he is poisoned to death, he's not just gonna drop dead instantly, right? He's gonna. His final moments will be in agony, throwing up his guts and blood, knowing he's
No.
been poisoned and betrayed.
No, that's not what Sparky told me. He said with this amount of mushrooms, peaceful. He just conks out. Just at the table, he's gonna fall asleep, and that's it.
You sure?
I nod.
Let's just see what Eraser says, but let's just keep our eyes on the prize for now. There's 5,000 gold sitting out there in a forest waiting for us.
All right.
So we got back to Stromheim on April 17th.
Yeah.
When is it that you want to go back out?
ASAPly.
I feel like this kind of sped it up. I'm gonna be
All
honest.
right. Yeah, because you get back to Stromheim. He says he wants to leave. You get poisons 2 days later. And the whole party's like, let's just get this over with and leave as quickly
Yeah.
as possible. So we
Yeah.
head out on the 20th, the next day.
With our wagon with good wheels. Etc., etc.
Yeah. You get the horses. You never even bothered to return them. You head out with the horses. It's going to take 4 days to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back at treasure camp. And then it'll take about 4 days. That'll get you back in Stromheim on the 28th of April, the very last day of April.
No dangers on the way?
I'm just laying out the timeline for myself.
Okay.
But I do have to roll encounter checks. So
Yeah.
it's on the way back that you wanted to talk to a racer. No point in
Yeah.
talking, until everything is safe and sound. So, as we travel, this is the right traveling noise. It's springtime, and the weather's nice. Sun is shining. There's the occasional little bit of rain. It's going well. And for anyone else in the world, this might be a time of like warmth and joy and getting away from the winter and watching the grasses grow and the robins are out and they're like plucking worms and feeding their young. It's a nice time of year. But in the back of your head, you know that Percival's end is coming. And I think that dampens the mood a little bit. He's like riding there in front of you at the head of the pack. You're just watching his head bob up and down for days, thinking about what you're going to do to him.
We should almost just kill him in the woods.
I know, that's what I'm thinking, man. But I don't know if Pigeon has even the stomach for that.
I think I do. I changed my mind about speaking to Eraser on the way. Well, actually, do we spend a night in the forest at our old camp when we get there?
The plan is to just load everything up and turn around immediately.
Well, we're still gonna have to camp in the forest in one night. So we can't go through the forest to the camp and back in one day, right?
Absolutely not. You will have to spend time in the woods, but probably not at your camp unless it just works out conveniently to be that way.
So I think I kind of go for a bit of a walk with Eraser when we're hanging out that night. You know, so...
Oh, well, hold on. Let me roll encounters before you get there, because everyone might die right now.
Yeah, it should make our life easier.
Well, yeah, a Pigeon prays a fucking Pona.
Can you just send something, man, to fucking kill Percival so we don't have to do it? Just a spider, a fucking something, man. Help us.
Wisdom check.
He's failed. He's fucked it. I could roll a 20 on my wisdom check if I wanted.
And then pray.
But I don't want to.
Let's get those bad rolls out of the way. Good.
As you pass by Cauldron,
Oh no.
you see a terrible sight. One of the nearby farms has a huge hole in it. And there's cows that have been ripped to shreds and blood splattered everywhere. And there's two knights standing over this great hole looking at it from a distance. And there's someone on the road who is waving the six of you down on horseback saying, "Oh my god, mercenaries! Thank god, mercenaries! There's onk eggs. They're coming for the farmland now that it's spring. Please, can you help us?"
You got knights right there. But we're not mercenaries.
They're not going. They say their job is defending the new lord, not going into the earth.
I shrug. Sucks to be you, I guess.
Party moves on, leaving the onk eggs behind.
Fuck this guy.
You won't
get us with these onk eggs, Neil. Never. This is multiple campaigns across multiple continents. These fuckers have tried to follow us now.
No, one day we'll get them.
They're such great monsters. They're so fun.
They are, yeah.
Spit acid for huge damage.
And they come out from underneath your feet and just like eat you.
Yeah, you've got it. You don't. The kobolds don't bother you.
Or even if I can just get, once we're in the woods, you know, if I just get a moment where me and Eraser are walking on our own next to each other, I want to bring it up.
Yeah.
I'm getting antsy. It's like playing on my mind, you know, I almost just want to get it done so that we can stop worrying about it.
Well, there's a moment that after one day of travel through the woods, you know, you're not quite at camp yet. You're resting for the night. You and Eraser both need to go use the communal latrine together at the same time. You catch him in the woods. What's up, buddy?
I've been meaning to have a word with you.
Yeah.
It's not a good conversation.
Well, conversations are always better when you're shitting with friends. What's going on?
Well, I'm not going to say it was my idea because it was Pigeon's. But doesn't this is a safe space, right?
What do you mean?
No judgment.
Like no judgments, right? We're just spitballing idea. We're talking here.
I mean, there's always stupid questions and stupid ideas, and if you put them out, I'm going to give you shit. But whatever. I mean, speak your mind. We're brothers. We're brothers forever.
Well, the thing is, we made the oath. And it doesn't sit right with me, Percival wanting to back out. I know we said that we'd go along with it, but now we're here. I just find myself thinking, like, wouldn't it be cleaner? Wouldn't it be better if maybe, like, you know, like maybe if he kind of went the way of Helmet, let's say. You know, we could keep the noble titles. We don't have to pay him out. We don't have any loose ends. He did betray the oath. If anything, we'd be doing him a favor, because if he sticks around, God knows what kind of suffering Ponos is going to put him through.
He didn't betray anything. He asked. You know?
Left us with no choice, though. I mean...
We could say no.
We
could-
You'd stick around.
We could change our ways. We could listen to him more. We could try and, stay away from... We could...
The thing is, Eraser, I'm not making this... I'm not saying this lightly, It's been weighing on my mind. And Pigeon's brash, but I think this time he's right. And I was thinking we could do it when we got back home, that throw a party and, like, poison him. But that's messy. There's no one else here. These woods are dangerous. No one would have to know. I'll take first watch. You speak to Sierra and Goat. And I'll see it done.
No. I've been worried about the same thing. We're brothers for life. I don't want any loose ends. He knows all the plans for our lair. If he gets captured, he gets tortured, he gets interrogated, those plans could spill.
Yeah.
But we can't do him in the woods and just leave him. He's been our brother. He deserves a proper burial. He'd hate it. He deserves to go back home. At least that way, the sister that he loves, he could be buried next to one day.
We've got a perfectly good grave. Like, it's just down the road from here.
We take him home, then his sister could find out, she'll know, and then we won't be able to be noble.
So you're saying that you're on board, but you just want to do it back home? We did buy some poison just in case, but it's not clean. He's gonna his last moments.
That's too much. No. We can't poison him.
I remember, the day that me and Pigeon were inducted. We had to kill one of the former members, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't living up to his end of the bargain. And
No,
I can't help but
he
feel
failed
there's some
to
similarities.
get you. Well, I think he failed to kill Pigeon appropriately, and
Yeah.
No, I agree. The moment he said he wanted to leave, I kind of knew somewhere in my heart that that's just not
If
how
it
we do
makes-
things.
If it makes you feel, I think he probably knows as well. We've got to run it past Sierra, though. You got to say something to Sierra, because him and Percival are close. I don't think Goat will care either way, but
Yeah. Sits on the log, his ass hanging over the pit.
All right, well,
I just think that we gotta. If we tell Sierra and Goat, we gotta tell them before we do it.
I agree.
There's the option that we just don't tell them. And Percival just turns up. No, but then they'll want revenge. You can't just kill someone, a member of SEAL Team 6, and get away with it.
What if what if one of us, me, you, Pigeon, went for a little walk with Percival in the woods? And, he just doesn't come back. Maybe he got attacked by kobolds. He wouldn't... No one would have to know.
He deserves to know. He's been a good brother. He's saved your life. He's saved my life. Remember when those those slayers had us cornered in the ruins? Who had our backs? Percival had our backs.
Yeah. Well,
I
You know.
think we take him out. We do it together, the 5 of us. And we do it to his face. That's the way.
Yeah.
In the city, you know, put his body in a coffin, have it shipped back to his home. We don't take it ourselves. Let him bury him proper, like.
All right. Well, you've got more sway with Sierra than I do, so I'm going to leave it with you to run it past him.
I'll talk to Sierra and Goat. It needs to be done. You can't take the oath and then back on out.
They need to understand that as well.
Yeah.
All right. I slap him on the back and pull my pants up. See you back.
Yeah. I'm gonna
back.
take a little while longer.
Yeah. All right. I head back to the camp.
What'd he say?
He's on board, but he doesn't want to do poison, and he doesn't want to do it here. He says that he needs to tell Sierra and Goat first, and then we'll confront him back home, and we'll do it together there. Send his body back to his house.
Well, we can't do that because you need to be him. No, we got to do it here. We got a whole grave dug and everything.
All right, I'll catch Eraser on the way back if I can kind of go back out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I catch him as he's walking back.
Yeah.
So I just had a thought though, boss. Thing is, with my acting credentials and my disguise ability, I'm in a real good position to make use of Percival's status in a way that he wouldn't be willing to do. We send his body back to his family. That option's off the table. I don't
You
we should
think
let
you can-
emotions get in the way of practicality here.
You don't know enough about him or his family to pull that off. The first time someone says, "What do you think of Lord So-and-so?" you're going to be out. You're going to be outed immediately. The moment you run into anyone who has any connection to his family, you're fucked. It's way too close. If you want to impersonate a noble, you got to do like a Drakissian or an Akuban or someone from across the sea where no one here would be able to link them, you know? You take Percival's stuff, his family's known. You're going to bump into someone eventually. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's a month, maybe it's a year. And then you're going to get screwed so hard. You're going to bring hell down on us.
I do want to say, because we might forget this, Nick has been, this has been his plan for a long time. So
Totally.
he's been asking, like, I would assume,
That's true, but
leading
Eraser's-
questions.
Eraser
But
does
I do
have a
think
good point,
Eraser
though.
is bringing up a point that eventually someone will be like, what? Yeah.
Okay, but we'll take the documents and you'll help me forge a real one.
Yeah.
Copy, you know?
Yeah, no, we'll use them as a template. I mean, we can even make you a fake house at this point. World's in such chaos that if we just said you were Lord Pemberley, that was appointed by whatever the fuck that queen was who got killed 4 years ago, you know, no one's gonna. Nobles are being born and made all the time now.
Okay. All right. To be honest, I need to stop thinking about this. It's getting in my head. It's like a worm. I'm gonna leave it to you, boss. You handle the logistics from here. When it's ready, you know, I'll be by your side.
It's gonna happen fast, okay? There's not gonna be a warning. I'm gonna find the right
know.
moment.
Yeah.
And when it happens, you and Pigeon, you be ready, okay?
We'll be ready. Yeah, we're on your side.
This is how we did it last time. It was just agreed upon, and then we all went.
Yeah.
Well, almost like that. Not quite like that. But that's
Close
how it
enough,
should
though.
go this time.
The principle is the same. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. And I'll walk back with him. And I update Pigeon.
Sierra calls out, like, well, Luther, you went back? Did you realize that you were still running down your leg?
You ever like, now that I got to a certain age, Sierra, sometimes you think you're finished, and you zip up, and then halfway back you realize that there's still something left in the tank.
No, that's never happened to me. You know what they say about men with weak bladders?
They got small penises.
Count your blessings then, I guess. Trust me, I've never had any complaints in that department, though.
Yes, that's because you haven't actually had anyone in that department. I've been watching you for quite some time, and Luther, I could have sworn you've taken a vow of chastity.
What are you talking about, Sierra? I'm fighting the women off. Are you joking?
Well,
It's
I
not
know
my
that you're
fault.
always taking pigeon, or we're always taking pigeon to get something, but you've stayed away from Lemon. You don't even flirt with the waitresses at Rusty's Hook.
They're kind of women that I deal with are a class above, The girls at Rusty's Hook, just... when
Convenient.
you've lived the kind of life of, pleasure that I have. It just doesn't hit the same anymore.
I just hear you always talking up a good talk about how you're such a ladies' man, and then I just noticed the lack of ladies.
I could get a lady, no problem. There was this doctor in the Golden Sea. Let me tell you, she was smart, and she was hot. You asked Pigeon, she was hot, and she was, I definitely, if I wanted to, I could have, but we were on a job and everything, so.
Yes.
I didn't, but I could
Real thief of the heart you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I don't need to prove myself to you, Sierra, but if it means that much to you to see a master at work, I suppose I could lower my standards for one night to prove a point.
I didn't realize you were so sensitive on this subject. I think I've struck a nerve.
Wait, what? No, I'm just joking. What do you mean? I'm just joking. That's
I'm just joking too, Luther.
Okay,
it's
well,
fine.
yeah, good. We're all joking. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm gonna go get some water.
Is Lemon gonna be our new member?
Maybe she should be.
She's getting XP.
No, we did have an all boys rule. But she has proven herself.
For a while
She
there
might.
was an all-human rule too, but that
That's
rule
true.
bent.
That's true. Yeah.
I think we should.
The times are changing,
Yeah, we're progressive now.
You've got to move with the times. First it's the halflings, then the women. What's fucking next?
I think
Oh
I'm
my-
sad to see Percival go.
Yeah. It's
And
too
if
late
you
now
can't
anyway.
use his noble shit, then
We should just let him go. No, because the point remains, like,
I agree. Kinda.
he made an oath, right? He knows this. It's coming for him.
Maybe he'll change his mind.
The next day, you pick up your treasure.
It's still there?
Still there. There's
Thank
signs
God.
of kobold prints nearby, but they didn't disturb it.
Stupid kobolds.
You head back out, yet most of the way through the forest.
When Percival has an encounter with fate.
That would be so funny, but also I really want to see you guys either go through with this or back out at the last moment, and so I really hope that he survives whatever encounters.
I'm not
may
back.
arrive.
It's out of our hands now. I've given Eraser our word, so.
Yeah, but you can still change your mind and try and pull him out. It's possible.
This is our chance to usurp Eraser. We could be like, he's a traitor. Like, he wants to kill Percival. Get it? No. Eraser is our strongest ally, for sure.
Yeah,
He's
we
the
thought
source
Eraser.
He's the source of hints when we're lost.
Agreed.
We need him.
He's our true leader.
Yeah, he really is. He's a good leader as well, because he kind of lets us do what we want.
He does.
But in a time of crisis, he always has good advice for us.
Damn, Percival, man.
No, we got no music today, Neil.
There's music playing right now. It's very sad.
I can't
I
hear
don't
it.
hear it right now.
Oh,
I heard it earlier.
you might have to refresh.
Oh, I hear it now. I refreshed.
I refresh. Oh, no, I hear it, yeah. Oh, that is sad.
I'm just reading this monster stat block. See if it's going to
great.
ambush you, or you need to walk in front of it.
really gonna do it to him?
It's too late now, Pigeon. The ball's already in motion. I gave Eraser our word. When the time's right, we've got to be there to back him up.
Can't he just change his mind?
If he changes his mind, then fine. But I don't think he will.
I'll ride up to Percival.
What
You
are
know,
you doing?
Percival,
What are you
are
doing?
you-
I catch up with him.
How you feeling?
I'm a little sad, guys. It's the last time we ride together. I don't know what you're going to do without someone who actually knows what they're doing on horseback.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about a new gang, you know? I'm going to start off as a gang of one. I think that north side of town, kind of partway between
Redcoats?
redcoats and copperheads. I think
those
what I
were
want to do,
bastards.
actually, is I want to ambush the redcoats. I want to... If I'm doing this on my own, I know how these fuckers think. I want to catch them with their pants down, metaphorically. I don't have that same shit fetish. And I want to get them good. I want to make them bleed and suffer. And then I want them to know what it's like when you don't have a silver spoon in your mouth. That's what I want to do. I want to... Like, I don't even care if I make any money. I'll eat crackers and live in hovels. But I want to wage my own personal war against the redcoats. At least for a while, until I grow bored.
Or until I stick you with one of their rapiers. Those guys can fight, you know?
Yeah. I can fight. I could do it. I could get them in the night, sneak into their bedroom, you know? Crack
You gotta be careful,
break a
Percival.
neck.
That's a dangerous ambition you got there.
So was yours. We just kidnapped a noble kid. Of course, everything we do is dangerous. Why are you getting all pussyfoot about it?
It's a dangerous
saying.
world.
You're on your own. That's, I'm worried about you. I just think that maybe you've been a little bit hasty, Percival.
Hasty. Have you? I just don't like dealing with bullshit. Go big or go home. Do it all the time. Stop looking for small edges and just knock it out of the park.
Just do what's got to be done, right?
Got to do the things that bring you joy in life, right? You got to do the things that make you feel like a full, complete person. You can't do any of this shit that leaves you wondering, did I make the right choice?
True.
Those redcoats, those are fuckers. They got to go.
They are.
Well, at least they
Yeah.
need to be taught a lesson. I don't think this plant is attacking you. It's a dangerous, deadly plant. It flings thorns, but you're walking alongside the river and basically the same path back and forth. So if you didn't encounter it once, you're not going to encounter it again. It's
Yeah.
very sad.
Great.
We need
So
to
we get
take
back
you
with
guys
all
to
our
a
treasure?
place that isn't like 75% deadly plants. Well, hold on. There's still the road back
Good.
as
good.
we make
the
our
road
way
back.
towards Stromheim. There's 2 days left on the road.
Good. A lot
Is there
of
any
time.
other conversation?
No, it sounds like his mind's pretty made up.
If
At
he
this point,
changed
any
his mind,
talking to
would you-
him.
Would
Yeah,
you have changed yours?
Yeah.
if he changes his mind, yeah.
I think we're actively trying to convince him,
I don't think
like I am.
a pack of wild boars is going to threaten you on horseback. I think, when there's six of you and you've got horses and a cart, a lot of the little wild creatures just leave you alone. It's much different if you're just 2 people traveling along the road, but with all these folks, with all this gear, the noise, the horses, you get back to Stromheim without problem.
Is there any chance of a charisma check to convince Percival? Of a high DC, perhaps?
What's your angle?
The grass is always greener on the other side. He doesn't realize how good he's got it. basically.
Yeah, but the problem is he already left nobility.
Yeah, I know. He's
What he wanted to do.
He's a guy who wants to be fucking poor and miserable.
He
doesn't
he's
have the
a
hunger
true
for
communist, man.
He doesn't have the hunger for it like we do,
Yeah.
because he's been born into it, you know.
Yeah.
He is trying to get as low in society as possible. It feels
It's kind of, for Pigeon, it's kind of disgusting if he thinks about it, because like, why would you ever want that?
Yeah, it's ungrateful.
And it's easy for him because he just wants to get to the very bottom, and he'll be there for a little bit, right? But he knows at the end of the day, he always has something to fall back on, so he'll never truly be there.
he always has an out.
Yeah. And that's what makes it so easy for him.
Do you think that
That's
for
why you should
Percival,
give
this
up.
is more of a game? Like he's playing at being a
hadn't
brigand?
Thought
Well, it's
that
like a red
before,
case, so it's,
but now, as like he's talking about the redcoats and how he wants to go against them, and he's talking about leaving to go do his own thing because he feels like we're too, structured and want to go places. Now it feels like, oh, Percival's just kind of like playing a game, and now he wants to go play with the other noble kids who are doing the exact same thing. Like, I think Pigeon's kind of convincing himself to be disgusted here. He's looking for things to make him not like Percival anymore. And he's finding them.
yeah, he's no different from the redcoats, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks it should have been Percival for the mimic,
Who got
not
killed
Helmet.
instead of
Yeah.
helmets, yeah.
Well, the party gets back to Stromheim in the early morning one day. He had to camp a few miles out, woke up, got back to Stromheim. No bandits on the road today. You get back to the city. You get back to the house.
Yeah.
There's dwarves
Hello.
everywhere. They're fucking hauling shit back and forth. But you've still got your one little chamber that had some traps, and you've still got the one dwarf who sits on guard there all the time. A lot of you show up and you tell them to scram while you go add more treasure. The party comes in. They start dumping money. Once all the money, all the chests have been placed, everything's been brought in, Percival looks around and goes, I don't know what an even cut is. A sixth?
I looked
And-
at the party.
I look at Lemon.
Well, what about Lemon? Are we counting her?
Eraser pulls out a steel dagger and he holds it in both of his hands like he's looking at it. He goes, Percival, I wanted to give you some sort of gift when you left. And I thought about it real hard. You already got a nice steel dagger. And then I realized deep down that I can't let you go. You know too
I step
much.
up.
I grab my dagger.
And he takes it from like looking at it and he turns it so it faces Percival. And you can hear the sound of Goat drawing out his dagger and Sierra. I mean, it's a cramped room, right? Like you can't
Yeah.
all physically pile on at the same time. And Percival
What's
looks
Percival's
up,
reaction? Okay.
surprised, kind of like, what? What do you mean? And it's like that. He can't quite believe what he like. This, I must be misinterpreting the situation.
And then
Rolls a 2 on a surprise check. Even as Eraser goes with the first thrust, Percival's not quite figuring it out. A 9 plus 1 for surprise is a 10,
yeah.
and it hits. He does a single point of damage to Percival, which is not a lot. Especially for someone with 24 HP. And I think in that same moment, Luther and Pigeon, you probably are close enough to be able to get hits on, but Sierra and Goat can't. So why don't you guys make me attacks? Plus 1 for surprise. You're all facing each other.
15.
Hit.
And can I also get my metal dagger?
Yeah,
Or just one hand?
you can dual wield.
And a 23.
That's a critical because it's natural 18.
Okay, we'll do. That's the Steel Team 6 dagger too.
Yeah, so give me 3d4.
So that'll be for 8.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, an extra D4, huh?
Well, the extra 8 for the magic dagger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then here is the damage on that.
8 for the critical hit. 4, including the +2 for the magic dagger.
Mine attack does 3.
Your attack does 3. Percival needs to make a saving throw versus death because you did crit him, which he passes with flying colors.
Very good.
That's the surprise round. He's not
Pigeon
sure
is
what's
crying.
happening.
That's sad.
Initiative?
Initiative.
I'm so sorry, Percival.
The racer stabs him again. It's a natural one. He's holding back. He's trying not to. It doesn't quite know how to.
7 damage.
The damage is severe. Percival's at 1. He barely gets time to get to his own dagger at his side as Pigeon comes. He raises it in defense. He plunges his dagger.
But I get 2 attacks.
Oh, he doesn't use daggers. He uses clubs. He pulls his club out. He tries to bash you with it.
It's a hit.
11 is a hit. No, you have high AC. You got high dex.
You rolled a 15. Sorry. Yeah, you rolled.
Yeah,
that,
rolled twice
because
because it glitched. Yeah.
Okay, good.
You miss.
Yeah, he misses.
Initiative?
Don't you get 2 attacks, Moon?
I did.
Oh, you
both.
did. You missed them both. Yeah. Initiative.
Pigeon's holding back.
Percival cries out, "Guys, no! I asked. We all agreed it was okay." They're your first. It's a 12. There's 7 damage. Percival goes
Is he
down.
still going? He's down?
He's dead. And as soon as it's clear that Percival's slumped and dying, Eraser looks over his shoulder at the 2 that couldn't get in
They should get in.
and says, "You guys have to. You got to finish him off."
Let's step
And Goat
aside.
steps forward with his little dagger, drives it straight into Percival. And Sierra, sort of sobbing, takes out his short sword and drives it into the back of Goat
It's a goat.
for 4 damage.
Wait,
In the
it's a
back of
goat.
Into Goat.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Yes.
Sierra does.
Sierra does.
Stabs goat.
Stabs Goat right through the back. No mistake about it.
What the
Initiative.
fuck? What does Eraser do?
He just made room for everything to happen. Goat gets killed. I guess if you want to know, it should be initiative. Mooton called for it.
That's crazy, man.
Roll your initiative, Mooton. Sierra's the first to go.
Is goat dead?
He steps over Goat's body and
Goat's dead.
plunges
Fuck.
his sword, short sword, into Percival as well. And then he takes a couple
what?
steps back and drops his sword and stands
What
in the
fuck
hallway.
was that?
What the hell did you do that for Goat?
I didn't like him. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him.
Right in
Percival was
face.
10 times the man Goat was. And if we're going to get rid of Percival, we're going to get rid of Goat too. Stupid ass halfling.
Yeah,
He
but we
was-
make decisions together, man.
He was sworn in, Sierra. And didn't you just break your oath?
No. Absolutely
looked,
not. No more
I
than
looked at
you
the
just
boss.
broke yours.
We all agreed this ahead of time. That's right, isn't it, Eraser?
We've lost 2. What do you want to do? You want to kill Sierra right now?
I don't want to see any more bloodshed.
Neither do I. I didn't expect to lose Goat. When we brought him in, I was kind of excited. A small man, a halfling, be a great addition to the team. But ever since then, he's been a morose.
Yeah, I think we've all been we were all hoping for more with Goat.
And when Percival said he wanted to go, Goat looked like he was happy.
Oh, that's shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
that
him.
is shit.
In the future, we gotta talk about it though.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to talk about it. Sierra, you
It was
shouldn't have
in the
done that,
moment.
but
It was
think it was a
an
good
in the
call.
moment kind of thing. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, okay.
fuck him. Fuck him.
Boss,
Piece of shit.
we're going to have to
kick him.
forge something from Percival about the house. Otherwise, his sister's going to inherit it.
I don't think she knows about it, man.
Yeah.
We should just forge the papers to say that
I agree.
he's passed it over, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We got to do that.
Okay. What should we do with these?
Well,
You
they're
wanna
our
send
brothers.
Percival
We're gonna send Percival back. We'll get him done up good. You'll spend 100 gold on it.
All right.
Goat, he might have only been a member of Steel Team 6 for a minute, but he's still a brother. We can bury him in the graveyard, one of the city graveyards. Doesn't matter which one.
Humans only.
Why didn't? Yeah, we could put him in the skeleton pit.
Bad rule to change.
Yeah, I think that was the mistake. We should have stuck with humans. We didn't think it through with the halflings.
We should have brought in Lemon. She would have been
We
better.
still can.
We can still bring her in.
It's gonna be a little while before I feel like I can introduce another member. You know,
I think we need to let the dust settle a little bit. We've got our silver. We can afford to take a few weeks off.
we can afford a lot
We
of time
also-
off.
Yeah, well, let's not fritter away the whole thing, but yeah, we can take some time. We need to follow up on Shacklebrook.
We also need to find members who are a good fit. Not like fucking Goat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
let's
mistake,
not-
guys. That was a mistake.
Let's not rush into it and bring on a rookie. Let's wait till we find someone with a useful skill set.
You know, it might be time to change our name. Steel Team 6 was a beautiful concept, a beautiful idea. 6 of us always together, and I find myself hard-pressed to take on new folks. What'd you call yourself
Right.
beforehand? The Wet
Wet Bandits.
Bandits?
The Wet Bandits.
I don't know if I like that name. I think we
just
need
started
another.
making a name for Steel Team 6, though.
It's a really good name.
Wet Bandits? Really?
No, I'm saying
No.
Steel Team 6.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah, but
great
there's
name.
not 6 of us anymore. And what are we going to do, huh? Run around as Steel
let's
Team
not rush it.
4?
Let's just keep our name and let's not rush it.
Yeah. Who's to say that we haven't got another 2 members? You know, maybe it's a ruse, you know? People are always looking over their shoulder. There's only 4 of them. Where are the other 2?
That's a good
They're
idea.
in the shadows. Yeah.
It's a good idea. All right, Rusty's Hook. After
Rusty's Hook.
we deal with this.
Grimy Gremlin.
No, let's leave work for tonight. Let's go to the hook.
I need a little
don't
bit more
wanna go to
life,
the
a
Hook.
little more energy. You know, it's
Yeah,
too
it's a
sad.
little-
Grimy Gremlins.
People ask questions in there, you know?
All right.
All right.
We're gonna get
I think-
hounded. They're gonna see 4 of us. I'm telling you, the Gremlin's the move, man.
Maybe we'll just
start with
drink at
Rusty's
home
Hook.
tonight,
Coming up.
then, huh?
All right.
Or King's Cup. We could go
King's Cup.
somewhere else.
Let's go to the King's Cup. I think that's a
King's
good idea.
Cup.
King's Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, good idea, everyone. Good idea.
Sierra? King's Cup?
Change
Sierra
of pace,
nods.
yeah.
King's Cup. Let's bring Lemon too. Ooh, someone should tell her. Why don't I?
You do that, Sierra. I think that's
I'll
best
tell
coming
Lemon
from you.
about the other 2. You 3 can handle these 2 bodies.
Yeah.
He goes.
All right, you deal with Lemon, we'll deal with these, and we'll meet in the King's Cup in an
Right.
hour.
Someone shill out 100 gold. Mooten, can you do that since you're really good at doing that?
What do
In
you
order
need for it,
to,
Shara?
get these bodies buried and sent home. You can do all the
Yeah.
forging and stuff. We're just going to take care of the finances now. We're also going into April. May is tomorrow, so now let's pay our 505 GP for monthly expenses.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
bad.
saving money.
All right.
Did you add the 5,000 gold?
No, I didn't.
have
It's
not.
it's 50,000 silver.
Okay, I've added 50,000 silver.
Perfect.
All right.
Well,
Take it
let's
all.
pay our expenses in silver then. So it's 505 gold.
Yeah, so 5,050 silver.
Okay.
We just saved so much money.
Yeah, we did save a lot of money, to be fair.
Got to cut
So it
costs by
should
firing
be-
employees.
Good call by Sierra. I didn't have the gut to
good
do
call.
it.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, good. We've got our silver. We've dealt with the bodies. We go to the King's Cup and we bookend. I think is that the end of season 2? That might be the end of season 2.
Yeah. I didn't even, yeah.
Yeah. It's a new chapter, figuratively and literally.
Mm-hmm.
The helmet.
It's a helmet.
To helmet. Helmet.
It was that Sierra.
That was Sierra, last one, yeah. And we'll leave our party for tonight in the King's Cup. A splendid little tavern.
Let's not get it twisted, Neil. We're splitting that XP.
Yeah.
in four
Four
maybe.
ways.
I mean,
Okay.
well, we should really split it by 5, and Lemon should get some, or not?
Yeah,
Lemon
maybe
will
she-
get experience
maybe she-
for some of the stuff, definitely.
Yeah, maybe she only gets half a cut or something.
Maybe doesn't get gold XP.
Yeah. She should
It's
get
gonna
XP
be a
for
big
habits
XP
separately.
session.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, so last session, what XP? Okay, you got XP last session. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't get the XP for like the heist yet.
Right,
yeah,
right.
that was
And the
all
plan
going to be
going,
rolled into
but
this.
Okay. So the heist itself, capturing and then ransoming a noble lord, is worth quite a lot.
Yeah.
There was no
a
additional.
wizard noble lord.
It's true. There's a little combat where you fought Percival, but that doesn't count for XP because you weren't really in danger there. But you did do not just the overall quest, but the actual trade went off pretty well. The stuff in town where you broke into the house and spied around on everyone and blah blah blah, that was pretty good. And then the wealth. It's 2 XP per GP. You got 5,000, so that should be 10,000 XP just for the
Yeah.
heist money alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So divide that between
4.
yes, because Lemon's not getting. Yeah, that's fine. 4.
2,500 each.
No, because I added other XP here. It's 3,688
Extra or total?
total. 3,688 total for each of you for today's session.
So I get 4,056. Not bad.
And I do believe that will level Luther.
It will not.
No, weren't
Still
you? I thought you were just
1,700
one.
short.
Ooh, okay.
So quite a lot, really. I think the 10% does start to add up, you know,
It does,
after a
yeah.
while.
I'm on
Is
50K.
Pigeon actually 10% ahead of you?
There's also
be
bonuses
differences.
for.
He's got a lot
Like
more from his
lock
lock
picking.
picking.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
which
he's
I just
actually
don't get to do.
only. And once you multiply Luther's experience by 10%, Pigeon is only 1,100 ahead of you, which is.
Totally in the realm.
He's 2% ahead of you in XP, which is nothing. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
It's the 10% that's doing it all. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not too bothered. I mean, I was saying this in the Discord. I don't really. At this point, the leveling up doesn't make a huge difference anyway.
It
Yeah.
will at 9.
At 9.
You get an extra weapon proficiency.
I think it's 8 I get the weapon proficiency. That'll be good.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there. We'll all
Yep.
get there. In the meantime, that's going to be it for Hardly Heroes today. We're down 2 of our heroes. Oh, the XP. Fuck, what was it? What was the amount? Does anyone remember?
3688.
I need to give that to both of our NPCs that survived.
Yeah.
Lemon's gonna level.
Did we give Lemon levels yet?
No.
Okay. It might be.
I guess she's getting 1,188, is she?
Yeah, because she didn't get gold XP.
Sierra.
I feel bad for Personal.
I do as well, but he should have known better.
It's been a long time coming, though.
He just should have known better.
What's the plan next?
Well, we need to deal with the sticky bandits, the sticky fingers,
Yeah. We got a type 4 right now.
and their leader, Horner. And then I think we also need to send the letter to Shacklebrook with the E. And then I think, yeah, we need to come up with a new plan, like deal with
Shirebrook?
yeah, all those bandits that are in Meadstead.
Yeah,
You
this
like
would be-
Shacklebrook, don't you?
I do like Shacklebrook, yeah.
He's good.
This is a
Yeah.
nice opportunity to decide where the future trajectory of Steel Team 6. Are we looking mostly in Stromheim? Do we want to be doing mostly exploration of other places and wealth outside of Stromheim? Are we still trying to get to that inner city? Do we
I
want to
think
fulfill Percival's dream and kill the rest of the Redcoats? We
Hear
can
me
go
out.
anywhere.
We get Shacklebrook to join and to be like a shadow member, okay?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And we make our goal to like raise him up so that we can get risen up at the same time.
And to
And
make
we
him
can be
king.
his dirty men. Either king, yeah, and we can be his dirty men. He takes an oath, so he won't betray us. We won't betray him,
We'll
and we
always
fucking
be
work.
subservient to him. I think it could go that way, and that would be cool. I don't think that we should set that as our objective now.
Mhm.
Neil, I would like to explore more of the dungeons, to be honest. I mean, from the moment
yeah.
you first mentioned it, I wanted to find out what was going on down there.
I agree.
Oh,
but we gotta get
there's
to
so
Inner
much
City for
going
that,
down
right?
there. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
I
it.
think we can ask Bob Brown about it. We can be like,
Yeah.
we want to hit somewhere in the dungeons.
Yeah.
And see what she's got to say. So I think the sticky fingers, the letter to Shacklebrook, and maybe asking Bar Brown about some opportunities in the dungeon lair.
Maybe some real armor. At least studded leather.
Maybe for exploring the dungeons, yeah.
Well, let's do all of this next time on Hardly Heroes and the official start of Season 3.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Ciao.
Thanks for being a patron. See you later.